Thank you. We're going to go ahead and introduce our cheerleaders at this moment. And as soon as we're done with the cheerleaders, I'll keep my eyes over there on the Wolverine marching band. And if they're ready, they can give me a thumbs up after the cheerleaders for their alma mater. Right now, please help me welcome the Clearbook High School varsity cheerleaders. Sophomore All-American, Violet Mittendorf. Junior Jordan Scott. Junior All-American, Aaliyah Peoples. Junior All-American, Macy Cooper. Senior Eileen Fruto. Senior and Social Coordinator, Bella Durgan. Senior, four-time All-American and Captain, Aubrey Vega. Junior, two-time All-American and co-captain, Presley Seife. Sophomore, Social Coordinator, Kinsley Block. Senior, three-time All-American, Sofia Gonzalez. Senior, Rhiannon Zapata. Junior, two-time All-American, Bella Podesta. Senior, Giovanna Turner. Junior, Caitlin Caesar. And junior, Bailey Schilling. And the cheerleader of the week is Violet Mittendorf. And the Clearbook High School cheerleaders are coached by Alfred Durarte and Kelly Henry. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Clearbook High School varsity cheerleaders. And now, introducing the J. Frank Dobie varsity cheerleaders. Sophomore.
Hey, Coach. How's it going? Can you hear me? He's too loud.
Senior, Brisa Marapin.
Okay, mic check. Let's go back and forth. 1, 2.
Sophomore,
3, 4.
Ariana Bermudez.
Okay, thanks. Are we still slated for...
Sophomore, UCA All-American, Aubrey Rodriguez. Junior, Isabella Avila. Sophomore, UCA All-American, Maylene Rodriguez. Junior, UCA All-American, Linnea Fonseca. Senior, UCA All-American, Jalissa Irvin. Senior, UCA All-American, Adriana Avila. Junior, Amira Caraway. And junior UCA All-American, Lexi Martinez. And the coaches are Sarah Young and Diana Berth. Ladies and gentlemen, your J. Frank Dobie varsity cheerleaders. Wolverine Marching Band, are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen, the Clearbook High School alma mater.
Are you getting crowd mic levels okay? Okay. I have it turned down. If I need to turn it up a little bit when we start our broadcast, let me know. How's that?
Thank you. We'll have our presentation of colors when the players have made it to the sidelines.
Alrighty, thanks. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Will we go to commercial at all for pregame, or we just keep it here? I guess we'll stop talking during the intro video. Will that be played over us, or just like last year? All right, sounds good. Thanks. You ready? Let me look at the weather and some other thing. Sounds good.
Let's make some noise.
All right, here we go, man. Let's do it.
Yes, sir. Oh, man.
Hello and welcome in here to week 1 of the 2024 football season here at Pasadena Veterans Memorial Stadium. I'm Cameron Butch here on this August 29, 2024, sitting next to me in the broadcast booth. Gentry, how's it going, man?
It is going well. I am excited to have football season back, Cam. How about yourself?
It's been good. It's been a little over what feels like an eternity, but I know College Game Day was on last week, so we got to wake up, start waking up early. It's a little bit different this fall with a 4-month-old baby, but I wouldn't change it for the world. But anyways, look at these two teams that faced each other at the beginning of last year. Dobie Longhorns will be hosting the Clearbook Wolverines, and what has been as anticipated week 1 for both these two teams. You go through the drills, you go through scrimmages, you get hype, you wear your colors on Thursday, but we'll start the broadcast schedule a little bit ahead of everybody else. I know those Thursday slate games are kind of like a little bit of a treat if you love high school football in the state of Texas.
Just a snack before you get the big full-course meal on Friday night.
As they present the colors down on the field, had some rain in the forecast here in the area around Pasadena. It came through Pearland. We had a rainy day dismissal, which if you know anything about kids and trying to get them to not play in the rain is something else. But hopefully the rain will hold off. Got some rain slated, but actually, up until about a week ago, the weather's kind of been back and forth. But we will take just a short break as the choir will sing the national anthem. We'll have some starting lineups and what these two teams faced last year.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red blaze, the guns bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
May God bless America. And we'd like to say thank you to the choir for singing our national anthem tonight. The choir is under the direction of Tyler Ruberg. And we'd like to say thank you to tonight's officials from TASO, the Texas Association of Sports Officials, for officiating tonight's game.
The whole spring training, but it's kind of a challenge for a coach to kind of come in summer early on. But what are your thoughts coming in tonight for these two teams?
Yeah, especially coming in for coach, taking on this new team here in Dobie. But he's gaining a lot of talent as he's bringing in all-district player and the MVP of last year, Cameron Matthews, number 2 of Dobie. He is electric as it comes with the ball in his hands. He's going to be on the far right of your screen there, down there at the coin toss. They also have like 8 guys that made the all-district team last year returning. So this is a team that we got a chance to see last year with Dobie against Tascasita that put up a good fight, and they had a lot of young players. But now these players are a year older, a lot more experience, and with high expectations coming into the 2024 season.
So they deferred. You see the team captains for Clearbook and Dobie as they make their way out to center field for the coin toss. Dobie will receive as Clearbook will defer from right to left on your screen. If you're just tuning in, welcome in here to the broadcast booth. I'm Cameron Bunch alongside Gentry Williams here for the first broadcast of the 2024 season. Much anticipated game as we get set here for kickoff here. The Longhorns in their orange uniforms. The last time these two teams met was on August 25th last year. Dobie came away with a very handily easy game, win 35-3. So Clearbook looking to get some revenge. Yeah. You look at these two teams, they match up well. Obviously, close rival. Clearbook kind of on the Friendswood, right down the street from where I live, but in the Friendswood area, but they're in Clear Creek ISD. For Pasadena, they're coming off a number 1 seed in a trip to the playoffs. Obviously, you get met with a heavy juggernaut like a Tascasita, but we got to see those two teams kind of go at it, but much improvement last year. Clearbook finished 5th in their overall district respectively, so they're looking to get off to the season to a good start. 2 return men for Pasadena Dobie. Number 3, Marcus Jones, Jr., and I believe it's number 2, Cameron Matthews, kicking off. We are underway for the 2024 season. This ball is going to be returned by Marcus Jones, wide receiver. He'll go left to right and take it back from the 10. Across the 35. Here he goes to the 40. Off to the races. He's going to try and get one man to beat, but can he beat him? Yes, he does. Starts the year off taking it to the house. And Danny Fitzmaurice is out on the field with the 2 fingers, so let's get the offense going.
Let's get this party started here at Veterans Memorial as Dobie kicks off the season with a kick return touchdown, and as electric as it's going to start. That's Marcus Jones, as you were saying, Cam. And this is a little foreshadowing for the Dobie Longhorns as they have high expectations with all the returning talent.
90 yards to the house, 14 seconds in to the game. And they're going to come in for, I believe, 2 points. He said defense. Danny Fitzmaurice is more of a defensive guy, but special teams has kind of slated. We'll get into some of the NFL changes or rules, but they'll come over here and talk things over just for a minute. But wow, Gentry, you get the jitters, you get some clear blocks. You see Marcus Jones on the sideline, find his team up there.
And that was just, like you said, great blocking, great job reading the holes there by Jones, reversing fields, and then he just turned on the jets once he got here to the bottom of your TV screen, and he hit his head on the goalpost. Now going for 2 here are the Dobie Longhorns, trying to just come out and set the tone early.
Well, you see special teams. The new NFL league it was used in the UFL, the United Football League. It was a merger of the United States Football League and the XFL. The two leagues merged, and it was kind of a guinea pig to there. You see it in somewhat of like, the minor leagues of baseball, though, with the instant replay and the play clock. But a feel for that team as the Longhorns start off here up 6-0. Here in the first quarter. If you're just tuning in, you missed a heck of a return to start this 2024 football season. The junior Marcus Jones wearing the chain with the big Longhorn around his neck, but he deserved every ounce of that chain. You see a lot of new teams. Looks like there's going to be a penalty enforced. It'll go back to the 25-yard line.
Rashad Howard took his helmet off after the celebration.
So long PAT, no problem for the big fella. Number 90 was no good, Hunter Stacy. But regardless of the penalty, obviously, you get some juices flowing. But Longhorn strike first.
Yeah, Longhorn strike first here on that first kickoff return. And that's the best way you can start a football season there, taking it to the house from Marcus Jones. And now it's going to come back on the defense to get a stop here, and how Clearbook's going to answer after that huge touchdown play.
Look at that instant replay by Canes. Kickoff was a nice kickoff by Massimo Alvarez. You'll see it in the replay. He takes it all the way back from the 6-yard line. He's going to go crossfield, some nice blocking, patience, and good vision. Just takes it to the hizzy.
Takes it to the house and dips it in the sauce there. Gotta love that Cane's dipping sauce, man.
Yeah, gives you a couple things of Canes. But starts off the game 6-0 here with 11:46 left to play. Week 1 of college football, week 0 was last week.
How about
Georgia Tech came up with a huge win against Florida State in Dublin, Ireland. Back to return. Clearbook will try and answer. It will be taken from the 5-yard line. There's Jarek Evan, breaks a couple tackles and puts a nice return.
Nice tackle there by Julian Thomas, wrapping him up there right around the 27-yard line. It's hard to see up here, the sun.
Had to get those binoculars back out.
31-yard line, excuse me.
11:40 left to play here in the first quarter. Cameron Bunch alongside Gentry Williams here at Pasadena Veterans Memorial Stadium. Week 1 of the 2024 season. Currently 82 degrees. Some rain has been able to kind of cool things off. Clearbrook looking to start things here off as they're down early 6-0. Ball's going to be watched over the head, picked up. Try and get away. Here's Jaden Dansby scrambling. It's a loose ball and picked up by the Longhorns. Back-to-back touchdowns by the Longhorns. Looks like it was a strip ball from Nate Torres. Michael Williams, a linebacker. And it's all defense and special teams early as the Longhorns up now 12-0.
And what a scuba score there from Michael Williams. And when it rains, it pours, Cam. And right now, Dobie Longhorns pouring it all on the Wolverines. And just a tough start so far for Clearbrook. But if you're Clearbrook, it's not about how hard you can punch. It's how hard you can take a punch and answer. It's an opportunity for this team to gather themselves and try to answer back being down 12-0.
The snap just went over the head of the quarterback. So the Longhorns will come in for the 2-point conversion. See, he's Landry, the sophomore quarterback. Handed off to Cameron Matthews. Matthews trying to get around some traffic. The PAT will be short just about a yard as the Longhorns are up 12-0. At this point, obviously, you get, we kind of talked about it in the open, Gentry, some jitters. You go through spring training, you go through summer workouts, you go through the offensive playbook. But, what is the most, I wouldn't say, what is the most nerve-wracking thing about getting on the field and suiting up for that first time for people that, obviously, you played some high school football.
Right.
I was in the stands playing my clarinet, but let's let alone what is that feeling like of, trying to just get out there and get a routine of getting to feel back, you're in the comfortable.
Yeah, it just takes time, Cam, and that nerves it doesn't go away whether it's the first game or you're deep into the playoffs. It's just about you want to execute and remember everything you went over during training camp throughout that week, and just come out here and execute and put your best film on tape. And some of these guys here, especially for Dobie, starting off high. But if you're Clearbook, if things don't go your way to start, you got to answer back. It's not about how you start, it's how you finish. Clearbook with an opportunity here to answer the bell.
If you're just tuning in, welcome in here to stream of Pasadena Veterans Memorial Stadium. Cameron Bunch alongside Gentry Williams as the Longhorns up 12-0 with just 33 seconds into the game. Hunter Stacy will kick off. Be returned from inside the 10-yard line. Here comes Clearbrook, returned by number 5, Jadero Brooks. Be brought down across the 35, so good field position. Obviously, for a center and a quarterback, the communication is so key. A lot of people will question, how many snaps will you take in a preseason? You get a couple of scrimmages to kind of get a feel, but some teams usually, I know talking to some of the guys up here in the box, and they said that Dobie, sometimes they'll rest their starters because you take that chance. It's a very long season. You want your team to stay healthy, but sometimes it can be tough.
Yeah, it can be tough, especially in the pregame nerves between the center and the quarterback. But you got to go back to your technique. There's been so many practices that you had this exchange. You just want to get it down here and play number 2.
Snap will be taken, handed off to number 3, Elijah Rubens, sophomore running back. First carry of the night.
Yeah, Michael Williams coming in, flying off the edge, making a play in the backfield. As he was the first team all-district last year, senior linebacker.
Quarterback for Clearbrook, Jaden Dansby.
I'll tell you what, Ken, I remember watching this Dobie team last year. You could tell all these kids been in the weight room. A lot of muscle definition here.
Dansby's going to keep it, get around from traffic. Here he goes up the middle of the field, across the 50. 2 men to beat. It's a race for the end zone. Can he get caught up? No, he doesn't. He takes it himself. For all the 36-yard line, it'll be a 64-yard touchdown run to the house, and Clearbrook answers right back.
Huge answer there from Jaden Dansby, taking it to the house. Simple RPO action there, run pass option. Was looking for the pass at first, and then once he saw everyone was covered, took it upfield, turned on the jets, and utilized his speed to get into the end zone for the Wolverines.
Hello?
As we get a PAT here, and that is good through the uprights. And Simo Alvarez knocks it in.
PAT was good, 10:25 left to play. .25 left to play here. In the first quarter, Gentry Williams alongside Cameron Bunch here on this opening night 2024 season. So Clearbrook has to feel good after that one.
Yeah, last year they didn't get an opportunity to score a touchdown. They come out here and answer early on in the first quarter, putting up 7 points. And that's what you got to do against a team here, a team like Dobie that finished first in their district. Come out and answer the bell here for the Wolverines.
I'd like to thank our sponsors. Thank you to our Press Box food sponsors, Mambo Seafood and Spanky's. They treat us well here. It's some great hospitality at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Cameron Bunch alongside Gentry Williams. .12-7. The scoring plays have come off a 90-yard return by Marcus Jones to open up the game. The PAT was no good. Clearbrook got the ball. Their first possession was an overhead snap And scoop and score strip from Michael Williams. 2-point conversion was no good. And then a 64-yard touchdown run. Jaden Dansby takes it to the house as Longhorns will take a kneel for a fair catch. They'll take it from the 25-yard line. Now the new NFL rules, the players are lined up back, I believe, on the 35-yard line, and they're not allowed to leave until the ball is caught by the return man, which I think plays a different factor because special teams is.
It's all about safety right now in the NFL. 3-4 defense here by Clearbook.
Take the snap from the 25-yard line. Here goes Cameron Matthews up. Here he goes, one man to beat. See you later, mama. He'll take it to the house. 65 yards. Cameron Matthews, you talked about in the Open Gentry. You like offensive touchdowns. You're tuned into the right game.
This is going to be a big-time high-flying game as Cameron Matthews is excited, cheering up the fans on the sideline as well. Last year's district MVP takes that one 75 yards to the house as he showed the Jets halfway through that run. He is a special player with offers from Utah, UTSA. You're going to see this kid play on Saturdays pretty soon.
Well, right now you're seeing them play on some Thursday nights. I know the Thursday nights are a little bit underrated, but I remember before I was married and had kids, Thursday nights would be like, all right, kick on the game. We got NFL. We got to set up the 2 TVs. 10-13 left to play here in the first quarter. Holds up and kick is good. That's a first PAT or special teams point. That's good. That's probably going to play a little bit of a factor if we continue to see a shootout here. Let's take another look at our instant replay sponsored by Raising Cane's. First play of the offensive drives, the first opportunity to see the offense really tonight. Other opportunities just to hand up the middle, nice block out front, and Cameron Matthews does the rest, but give credit to the big fellas up front to give him that space. Yeah,
that was great blocking up front by the center guard combo, working to that second level and opening up that lane for Cameron Matthews to hit his head on the goalpost. And what a great start here for the Dobie Longhorns.
19-7 with 10-13 left to play here in the first quarter. Cameron Bunch alongside Gentry Williams. We thank you for tuning in for tonight's ball game so far. Been lots of actions.
Yeah.
The Longhorns have scored on all 3 phases of the ball. Clearbook's going to have to answer here, but it's early on. You really don't get to see a lot of other teams besides scrimmages and once they get a feel for it. But it's important first to kind of get off to a hot start and kind of see what's going to happen. But obviously there's going to be some scoring if the trend continues. Just a minute and 47 seconds, and we've had ourselves 4 touchdowns already.
Wow.
Yeah, do some quick elementary math right there.
Welcome back, Texas high school football.
So be taken from about the 6 or 7 yard line. Daryl Brooks brought down, and that's going to be extra thrown, a little extra activities after the play.
Dobie thinks they got it.
There was a player that was thrown down. I'm not sure what happened there, but it's going to be Mark Clearbook football from about the 25-yard line. I know this time last year was much hotter. I had a picture pop up in my time hop from about a year ago, and it was like 108 degrees, but I know part of the Thursday slates are trying to get these games kicked off, I would say later, but the temperature has been fair enough. Thankfully, some rain in the Houston area. They go wide set with 2 wide receivers on each side. They'll call back Laja Rubens. Dansby will hand off up the middle. Here's a big hole. Nice run. Big hole opening. It's going to be something to watch out for here tonight. As Rubens, the sophomore, young fella, getting a nice carry to move the chains early on.
Yeah, so far Kenneth Christian as well as Eric Willett of the Clearbook offensive line opening holes here for the running backs and the players on the perimeter. And if you're Clearbook, you want to continue to answer here, just continue to gain momentum every play.
First and 10 from the 41-yard line. Dansby takes a snap, thinks about passing. Colin with throw down. They'll just throw that pass out of bounds. We're at 2nd and 10.
Yeah, smart play there by Dansby. No one open downfield. You don't want to risk a turnover. Just throw it out of bounds. Live to fight another down here on 2nd and 10. And great defense there by the secondary for Dobie.
If you're just tuning in to tonight's broadcast, welcome in. Broadcast booth, Cameron Bunch alongside Gentry Williams here at Pasadena Veterans Memorial Stadium. Bill Newcomb Field, opening week 1, I guess you call it. There's not really a week 0 if you consider scrimmage for high school.
Yeah.
Opening week for the NFL will be next week. I don't know if you do fantasy football, but got the draft on Labor Day.
That's right.
But I'll be on baby daddy duty too, so babysitting, should I call it, I guess. To clarify to all the listeners. But snap, not going much and nowhere, about a yard or so. But you're talking about the physicality of, just getting in the spring training, getting in the weight room, and, that's where the calories matter. I mean,
That's right.
We went to the weight room for band in high school, but I saw my brother play defense end, but just this, to see it happen, it's like he's always hungry, but to pack on those calories, these guys have, 2-a-days, you have your weights, but it's crazy what kind of strength and muscle they can bring on.
It takes a lot of strength and conditioning. As you said, Cam, with the 2-a-days, it wears on you, so you got to make sure you're getting your proper nutrition, especially here in the Houston area with the heat and the humidity.
Yeah.
Tonight, for both teams, cramps. Hopefully it doesn't affect the game too much as we get in the 2nd and 3rd quarter. Everybody has to try to get in the game shape here in game 1.
Conditioning is going to such a central part, especially in the Houston heat. Be a false start, a little bit of miscommunication between the center, Aiden Harrell, quarterback Jaden Dansby, but Dansby taking the credit, and that's part of early gotten into the game rhythm. You can practice, you can have I wouldn't say a practice squad, but you can play offense and defense, but until you get the game simulation, It's kind of hard to simulate. 3rd and long, Dansby the shotgun, looking around, Danton gets out of the pocket. 2-man to beat, kind of a quarterback spy, throws off his back foot just over the head of Jarek Irvin, senior. There is a flag down on the field.
Yeah, he had a lot of time in the pocket. No one could break open.
This is a holding call. Could be. They're going to wave off the flag. What that head official means. I've been kind of in baseball mode of the summer, but
Right.
that's either the fair catch. You're doing like the fair catch. I'm like, thanks, Judge. That's why they have 2 of us and not just one.
Yeah, we're
8:07 left to play here. It'll be 4th and long as they'll bring out the special teams unit. Special teams already playing a factor in tonight's game. The first play of the game, the first kickoff return was returned, a 90-yard return by Marcus Jones to the house to make the game 6-0. PT was no good. 11:27 left to play. First snap for Clearbook went over the head. Pasadena stripped it and scored there. Punter will come out. Vivian Johnson will punt. They'll let it roll. And Jaden Price will cover, put the Longhorns 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line.
Yeah, smart play there by Jonathan Willis. Little sun in his eyes that time. You could tell he just wanted to back away, make sure the punt is fielded safely, and give his offense an opportunity to get out on the field and make a play.
We'd like to thank our Pasadena ISD athletic sponsors, Gulf Coast Educators, Federal Credit Union, the Pasadena ISD Education Foundation, Houston Methodist Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, Chevron, the Pasadena Refinery, and U.S. Law Shield. Thank you for your continued support of Pasadena ISD Athletics as Cameron Matthews takes it to the outside of the gain of a couple. And we talked about the heat and the humidity, also with some rain in the forecast over the next week or so. It kind of cools it off, but the longevity of being hydrated and kind of getting that realm too, it's that those training staff all the way down to the sports medicine team is such plays a crucial role. Handoff out to Matthews. Matthews getting bounced around. He picks up about 10 to 12 yards and move the chains to midfield territory.
Yeah, nice tackle there by Jay Nation, making a tackle without the shoe. But as you were saying, Cam, the training staff is just as crucial a part of your success as it is the quarterback. Because, like you said, keeping your players hydrated, make sure that, the guys, if they're injured, giving them proper information and proper treatment is crucial to any team's success.
Today's sports medicine, too, I think, allows players to keep the longevity of their career.
Yes.
You see it in pretty much all sports. 1st and 10 from the 47-yard line. Just a little bit outside for Tariq Riley, one of the seniors for this Longhorn squad. But, I mean, you compare just two guys. I mean, you look at the career of, let's say, LeBron James and
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady versus Michael Jordan and Joe Montana. The sports medicine's able to allow them to play in their late 30s and have success. 2nd and 10 from the 47-yard line. And off to the right-hand side, Clearbook brings some pressure, and he's knocked down. Got about a loss of 1. Hand off to DeMarcus Hodges, junior running back, but he's going to have the second 2 punches going to be a crucial person when Cameron Matthews.
Yeah, they're dangerous. DeMarcus Hodges was last year's district newcomer of the year, and Cameron Matthews was a district MVP. That backfield is as good as anybody in the city of Houston. So looking forward to following this Dobie team throughout the season, especially here tonight. See how they come out and get things started here in the 2024 season.
3rd and 11 from the 46. Shotgun snap here. Quick pass out to the wide receiver screen, and he's lit up. Gain of nothing. So Clearbrook flying to the ball, but it's nice to see the Clearbrook defense. 4 special teams out for Dobie.
Yeah.
It'll be the first punt for the Longhorns with 6:10 left to play here in the first quarter.
Yeah, the offense that time count. They just got behind the change, and this type of offense, it's like the academy, the Air Force, Army. It's that type of read option type offense to where you got to stay ahead of the change. Make sure you're staying in like 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4. Anytime you're in 3rd and long, it's tough for Dobie to move the ball.
5:50 left to play here in the first quarter. Longhorns out in front against the Wolverines, 19-7.
Oh,
Botched snap, fumbled.
Oh,
Martin Ramos. They'll try and get it away. It's going to be just 2 yards from the line of scrimmage, and he is gang tackled.
I don't know if Jermaine Gibson knew the ball was coming that way, but once he got it, it was his time to shine, and he tried to make a play. Big fella.
Just hang on for dear life.
Yeah.
Take it for a ride.
His coach going to coach him up there on the sideline, but what a defensive stop there for the Clearbrook Wolverines, and now in this offense with an opportunity to make this a one-score game again, coming out on the football field.
Wolverines will start in great field position, 1st and 10 from the Longhorn 49-yard line. Danzy scrambling around, trying to get away from some traffic. Just nowhere, just throws a pass down the field, just over the head. The number 16, Colin Landry. Defensive backs, you can tell, have been going through some drills. I mean, obviously, get some good coverage, but the longer Dansby scrambles, you put yourself out there, but, you got to be able to kind of make some wiggle room. But good job by the secondary, Pasadena Dobie, to kind of stay with their man. But, I mean, you see it in the NFL, too. When quarterbacks, the more times quarterbacks have to run, the longer it is, but your higher chances of taking a holding call. But not the case so far.
Yeah, that's why a lot of defensive coordinators like to rely on the guys up front to get pressure on the quarterback because, as you were saying, Cameron, it's only so long that the defensive backs can cover these wide receivers and these athletes on the perimeter. They're great athletes. And as we go get a timeout here by the Wolverines.
We'll step aside. 5:18 left to play in the first quarter. Longhorns on top, 19-7. We'll have more football here on the Legacy Sports Network coming up right after this.
At Houston Methodist, our primary care physicians invest time in your visit so you're seen and heard, virtually and in person, at locations across the city.
Houston Methodist, leading medicine.
Hi, I'm Tiffany Steele, General Manager for Chevron Castleton. So Chevron member means human energy. As an energized company, it's a strong company. We're proud to support and best in our industry because they bring energy to it.
Welcome back here. 5:18 left to play. 2nd and 10 from the 49-yard line. Here comes Jadero Brooks. Will take it to the house. 49 yards. And Clearbook comes back. But this may be coming back. Flag on the plate down by the 40-yard line.
As you see there in the midfield, Jaden Dansby with his hands on his hips. He's going to be blocking the back here as the official's going to talk it over. But what a run by Jadero Brooks, and great not great defense, but great blocking up front by the offensive line of Clearbrook. And this is going to,
Holding is the call against the Wolverines.
Holding, that'll be a 10 yards assessed from the line of scrimmage. We'll back it on up.
Yeah, I know it's tough right now, especially for Jadero Brooks, but you got to, continue to fight hard, continue to play hard, and, try to duplicate that type of success. You did it once, you could try to do it again here.
So the repeat, 2nd down. Second and 11 from the 49-yard line. Dansby run up in the shotgun formation with Jadero Brooks in the backfield, listed as a wide receiver on the roster sheet. Dansby will try to get behind, pick up a couple there as his helmet comes off. I believe the rules are still the same. His helmet will have to come off the field for play. Pick up a nice yardage of about 6 yards there to make it 3rd and manageable.
Yeah, right now for the Dobie Longhorns defensive line, they're going to have to challenge themselves right now. They're getting pushed off the ball just a tad bit here. This is like the 3rd consecutive play where I've seen the offensive line just win the battle up front. And that's where everything starts, Cam. And right now, Dobie is losing that battle.
Obviously you talk about fatigue and, say, jitters, but Clearbrook's kind of been able to kind of mesh together here in a pivotal 3rd down and 5. They're bringing them back to quarterback Chase Landry, the sophomore. 2 wide receivers out on each side. That's Jaden Price. Pass is incomplete. Your option down 19-7. Bring your special teams unit on.
This is, I understand that the decision here. This is that gray territory, Cam, and in this situation, I understand putting it and putting the ball back in Dobie hands and allowing your defense to get you the ball back because they had a previous 3 and out. So 5 yards, you just had that big play. I wonder if you're the Wolverines, call a timeout, talk things over here.
Bring out the punter, Javion Johnson, up and away. Ball will bounce inside the 5-yard, and it'll be a touchback. 4:08 left to play. Chain game and move the side of the field all the way down to the left. Gentry, I was trying to think of some topics to cover, but in the first game back, what mentality as far as the training staff is? You see some of the training staff trying to stretch out, trying to cramp up. What do players eat and drink on the sidelines to kind of help? I mean, I know pickle juice helps with cramps.
Pickle juice. It starts before the game, Cam. You want to be hydrated. Make sure that day you're hydrating, and make sure you're eating the proper foods because it's going to be high. You don't want to eat too much cheese. Game day, I never ate any type of dairy. It just doesn't sit well in the heat. So you just want to make sure you're getting the proper nutrition in your body throughout that day, and make sure you're definitely hydrated.
Sammy Smith, Bryce Evans with the carry there. Evans in the backfield with Cameron Matthews. Send Terrence Brown in motion. James Spivey. A little shake and bake. Pushed out of bounds across.
Yeah, nice job there on a jet sweep from James Spivey, but good blocking on the perimeter by Cameron Matthews. And the Dobie wide receivers just bringing them forward for a big gain there.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
3:35 left to play here in the first quarter. Longhorns on top, 19-7. Be a handoff to Matthews on the left-hand side. One thing I love about this young man is his patience. You know, a lot of players, obviously he's had plenty of snaps from last year in his his young career, but just you don't see a lot of young guys wait for the play to develop. A lot of them will try and shoot the hole or hit the gap as hard as they can, but he has that 1, 2, 3 gear speed where he can just kind of pop it up a notch. But a lot of it is just trusting your offensive line to open up those holes and using what works.
Yeah, kind of like Le'Veon Bell back in the Pittsburgh Steelers days. Just a very patient back, utilizing his vision and patience and good footwork here. See Matthews going to take it again and plunge forward for a gain of 4 yards here.
Big fella following Theo Washington, one of the senior offensive linemen for the Dobie Longhorns. 2:42 left to play here in the first quarter. Longhorns out in top, 19-7. You're just joining us. Thank you for tuning in here. Legacy Sports Network. Another handoff to Matthews to the right-hand side. They'll pick up just enough for... We'll move the chains on the first down. I'm waiting for the referee to kind of give that signal.
Yeah, I was waiting for, and good job here by Dobie.
I thought you were going to say good job by me. I said thanks. You got to be patient.
Oh man, yeah, I miss you, Cam. Good job here by Dobie. Moving the chains there, getting the offensive line established, and just leaning on that run game. And that's what they did well last year in the playoffs against the Atascocita. That's what stood out to me last year about this football team. They carrying it over again. Just tremendous offensive line play and patience by the running back.
Joyner the third will take shotgun formation, hand off the ball to Marcus Hodges. Fumble on the play, recovered by the Longhorns. And you see those attack drills by the defense.
Yeah.
They just, they just focus in on that ball, but in a team that will kind of give you some ground and pound, it's going to be important for them to take care of the rock.
Yeah, most important thing on any offense, on any team, is ball security. You can't be turning the ball over here, and a young player like DeMarcus Hodges, who's a junior, still developing, but in that type of situation, you just got to make sure you hold the ball tight. You know the defense is trying to pluck it from you.
1:20 left to play here in the first quarter. We're joining third. Empty set. Send Hodges in motion. Hand off to the left-hand side. Nice blocks around the 25-20. Vision keeps it outside. Did he punch it in? Just missed it. Nice run. Good vision, outside blocking. And when you have those guys on the outside edge that can kind of set the perimeter and make your running back job very easy.
They're always the unsung heroes, Cam. Tyreek Wiley as well as James Spivey doing a phenomenal job blocking on the perimeter, springing them forward.
Joyner hands off. Chopped down short James Spivey. You see a lot of the first guy that I remember kind of seeing in college was back in 2011 or 12, but Johnny Manziel, Texas A&M, they spread it out. A lot of wide receivers options, they'll come flying.
Yep. Yeah, they used to utilize that a lot with Mike Evans and a lot of weapons they had back in that Kevin Sumlin high-powered offense. And, you've seen that type of offense trickle down throughout the state here in the high school level as well.
Just under 30 seconds to play. Longhorns trying to strike it in one more time. Hand off to Hodges to the left-hand side. That play they just saw, and they punch it in. 5-yard touchdown run by DeMarcus Hodges. The junior will get his first touchdown of the 2024 season with 12 seconds left to play here in the first quarter.
Nice play call there on the jet sweep and good blocking on the perimeter again, this time by Bryce Evans, allowing Hodges to cut up field and get inside the end zone. And what a first quarter here by the Longhorns. 25 points to start the season. Coming out, setting a tone for the rest of the season.
Stacy will come out for the extra point. It is up and through the uprights. It gives us a score 26-7 with 12 seconds left to play.
Big time start here. We're going to get an instant replay here brought to you by Raising Cane's. Just good blocking on the perimeter, and Hodges just able to get it in to the end zone.
See Hodges line up there next to James Spivey. They'll send a man in motion to the jet sweep. Play they love, but God can kind of turn on the Jets as they punch it in right before the end of the first quarter.
Great start again by the Dobie Longhorns, and this season for Dobie, comes in with a lot of expectations, especially after the season they had last year, and with Channelview moving out of the district, it just opens up the path here for Dobie to have another tremendous year and try to make the playoffs and make some noise once they get there.
"12 seconds left to play here in the first quarter. If you're just tuning in, welcome in here to the first game of the 2024 season for the Dobie Longhorns and the Clearbook Wolverines. Ball's going to be taken from the 6-yard line to Darrell Brooks. Had some nice returns. And you see the guys, the blockers over there, number 28, Creighton Rogers. And number 25, Isaiah Jones, just kind of going at it. A couple of young guys that trying to fight for their spot, but fight till death do its part. It's a Romeo and Juliet, but man, you gotta love those little guys that just let their bodies speak for their mouths and just kind of
You got to come out with that type of mentality,
that swagger.
Yeah,
want to blow your head off, kind of. And some of those guys, special teams.
Yeah.
If they're the younger guys, they get some playing time, but they watch those films real close. Friday morning, Saturday morning during film study.
Yes.
They review those. You gotta be ready.
Special teams, you can also make a career on special teams. I've seen plenty of guys that become great special team players at Saturday and Sundays.
Dansby able to pick up something, just a few, as we come to the end of the first quarter. Longhorns on top, 26-7. We'll step aside. We'll have the second quarter and the rest of this ball game coming up. We'll have more football coming up right here on the Legacy Sports Network.
Support the Pasadena ISD Education Foundation by purchasing a scoreboard shoutout. Just text shoutouts 2024 to 51555. Purchasing a shoutout not only supports the foundation, but enters your students into a scholarship drawing. To view photos from tonight's game, to all the latest news and updates, follow Pasadena ISD on social media.
Let's give a round of applause for quarterback Jaden Dansbury. We hope he's okay.
Be ready. Be ready. Be ready. We start here at the start of the second quarter. Cameron Bunch alongside Gentry Williams here, the broadcast booth. First game for both these two teams to start off the 2024 season. Wherever you're watching, we thank you so much for tuning in to tonight's broadcast. Legacy Sports Network, building one legacy, one game out of a time. 12 minutes. Reset the clock. We got one quarter underway. Gentry, what are your takeaways from the first quarter?
Just all the fireworks there in the first quarter. We had Dobie score all phases of the game, special teams, defense, offense twice, and an opportunity for Clearbook. They came out and answered once they got down 2 touchdowns. But now they're going to be down there starting quarterback as he went down here. Now it's going to be up to the backup quarterback. This is Jaden Price coming in.
You see a little bit of frustration from Price, the senior, trying to get his team alongside here, get some clarification. And this is for some teams, they want to play clean. Obviously, you're going to see your fair share of penalties in the first half of the first football game, but playing clean and, eliminating those errors are going to be so essential for a young team that's trying to find their mojo here early on in the season.
Yeah, definitely for the Wolverines, just trying to find their mojo. And, this is an opportunity for these young men and coaches to learn a lot about themselves, who they are, and an opportunity for, going into next week to try to improve. They're going to see what they need to improve on. As, you don't want to come out and just beat yourselves up in the game. And, it's okay if the other team just comes out and beats you, but you don't want to beat yourselves.
Second and 10 with 12 minutes still left on the quarter. Second and 15. He stopped short. Handoff inside of Elijah Rubens.
Yeah, that was Hunter Stacy getting in the backfield and making a play. This is a very impressive defense here by Dobie. Very physical at the point of attack, and so far doing a good job making plays.
3rd and 16, 11:27 left to play. Here's the sun starts to set. Obviously, you put the sun in your visiting fan's face, but hopefully you got a nice sunshade and some sunglasses. 3rd and long. Quick pass overthrown by Jaden Price. And both teams will bring out their special teams unit. Longhorns looking to start the second quarter in good field position.
Yeah, great field position for the Longhorns, Cam. And Jaden Price was put in a tough spot coming in. I'm pretty sure he got a lot of work in camp as just in case you're going to come in as a second quarterback. But, trying to find the rhythm of the football game, trying to make a pass here only on your second play in that quarterback, it can be tough as, luckily it wasn't a backward pass and get an opportunity to punt it away and allow your defense to get a stop here.
11:09 left to play. Wolverines backed up in their own end zone. Snap good. Punt away by Javian Johnson. We're going to let the ball roll. Picked up. Here come the Longhorns. Brought back about the 37-yard line. So Longhorns will have excellent field position as they'll start the second quarter. You look at their size.
Yeah.
There's some big guys down there.
I was when I got here to the stadium, Cam, I started, first thing to do is I always just glance out on the field, and I seen a difference between Dobie and Clearbook. Clearbook, they have great size as well, but Dobie definitely looks the part. I remember some of these guys from last year, and I could tell immediately these guys been working hard in the offseason. A lot of these kids have toned up and put on some muscle.
William Joyner under center, send Matthews in motion, and up the middle to Bryce Evans. He'll get back his offensive line, and Clearbrook trying to get him down, maybe pick up about 4 or 5.
Old school fullback trap here, right up the middle, handing off to, as you said, Bryce Evans. And this is, those type of runs, they just take a toll on the defense. You pick up 6 yards here, pick up 4 yards here. It keeps you ahead of the chains and on time and on schedule for the rest of your playbook.
2nd and 4, pick up a 6 from Evans. Jordan will overthrow just through the hands of Bryce Evans.
Yeah, a little too high there for Evans. Got to bring that one down a little bit. For starting quarterback, William Joyner.
Be 3rd and manageable here for the Longhorns, trying to convert up 26-7 with 10:24 left to play here in the second quarter. If you're just joining us, the game was off. The Longhorns receiving. Here comes Cameron Matthews around the edge. Get around a nice block. Breaks through a tackle. Can he do it?
Man.
Yes, he can. He'll say a couple of words to Clearbrook. 31-yard touchdown run. The second touchdown of the night. First one came back. The 10:13 left to play. 10-11, that makes us our score 32-7 here at the second quarter.
Yeah, Cameron Matthews trying to make his early case for MVP again and getting up to the sideline, putting on the moves, taking them to school and walking into the end zone. And this Dobie team is looking good, Cam.
And the kick is good.
Kick was good by Hunter Stacy. Gives us score 33-7. Let's take another look at it. Or this is a replay. Part by Raising Cane's hand off to the right-hand side and just the edge. The nice pancake block there by the big fella, Markel Terry. Just sent him into the booth at IHOP. All you can eat pancakes, give them to him.
I like that.
Give me all the blueberry and butter you got. Maybe not as much as I used to, but.
Oh, that was great block and great pancake there by the Dobie Longhorns. This offensive line is setting the tone. Matthews and as well as Spivey, Riley. This entire Dobie offense is doing a phenomenal job here to get things off. They're firing on all cylinders and picking up where they left off last year.
(10-11) our score 33-7. Cameron Bunch alongside Gentry Williams here on this Thursday night here in late August. Get the 2024 season underway. We thank you so much for watching wherever you're watching. Your iPhone, your tablet, all kinds of different devices now. I feel like I'm a little bit out of the age of that millennial.
I was looking for DVDs the other day and I felt old, man.
Man, we used DVDs during Hurricane Barrel because we had no internet. A lot of people, so I was like, I found some old DVDs and I was like, popped it in and plugged the TV and PlayStation 4 into the generator. And I mean, it would make you feel old. I was looking for the new college football on the PlayStation store, and I texted my friend and said, hey, I can't find it. It doesn't get released, trying to pre-order it. And he said it's only for PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
So looks like I got to upgrade, but
yeah, I'm in the same boat.
Sweet talk my wife, but maybe for Christmas this year. I'm on Santa's good list. 33-7. Longhorns lead with 10-11 left to play here in the first half. They'll bring Jaden Dancy back out for the Wolverines. Lined up Nate Torres, the senior running back. Two wide receivers out to the right, the bottom of your screen. One up top, they'll send a man in motion. That's Jaden Price. We just saw in the last series for the Wolverines. Dansby getting away from some pressure, throws a deep rainbow pass, wide open. He's caught. What a catch by Jadero Brooks. Hauled in. Talking about finding gold at the end of a rainbow.
Great call. What a play there by Brooks, going up and making a play, and what a dime by Jaden Dansby. As that one hung in the air, as you said, Cam, felt like a rainbow arc.
Had some good zip, but just enough. The secondary, and I wouldn't say go into a frenzy, but it's the first kind of big play that we've seen in a while back in the first quarter. The only touchdown for Clearbook was a 64-yard run back with 10:25 left to play. I'll tell you what, this young guy for Clearbrook, number 9, Nate Torres with the carries. Talk about moving your feet. You got 3 big defensive linemen trying to hold you down, but reminds you of like a Darren Sproles or a LaDainian Tomlinson.
Yeah, he's their big back. That's the guy you go in and just say, hey, we need somebody that's going to wear the defense down. You know, get them tired of hitting you, and you just punish him. He's a bigger back, and he's going to continue to impose his will throughout this football game.
Dansby sends a man in motion. Xavier Benford take the snap, the option. Dansby will take it up the center. And just go down there. Good decision there.
Yeah, well played there by the defense of Dobie Longhorns. No real pitch option. Close up the lanes, forced him to cut up field, and able to limit that play. It's going to bring up 3rd and 4.
Third down and 3.
Big third down here for Clearbrook with about 8:15 left to play. Dansby will take the snap, roll left, trying to get away from some pressure, and he's thrown down. Picked up about a yard or so, but he'll be short of the 4th down. It's kind of that great territory we talked about earlier.
Yeah. and the way your offensive line playing, and I agree with Coach right here. Just leave the guys on the field, see if we can make a play and pick up a yard. And for Dansby, he lost a receiver there. Jaden Price just slipped on his route, and that's what threw the timing off.
4th and 1.
Keep it
Dansby in the
Torres.
backfield with Torres. Will be a handoff, direct snap up the middle. Torres looks like he got it. Yes, he did. It's where the weight room counts. Nice transition for Clearbrook. Dobie's played some solid defense up to this point, but obviously trying to keep your offense on the field is pivotal here in the first half to make this game manageable. But 2, I think you build your confidence. You know that you have the capacity against a good team, against a Dobie front 7 that'll kind of fill the box. But we know that those are going to be transition plays that they look at, on the weekend in film study going into their season.
Yeah, week 1 is opportunity where you see what plays work, what plays don't work, what we need to work on and add to and branch off of this play. And Clearbrook finding that out here in the first half.
1st and 10 from the 33-yard line. Dansby will keep it right up the center. Good sportsmanship and camaraderie right there. Slapping the head of number 9, Michael Williams, a linebacker. Yeah, you got to give respect where respect is due. But, these guys come out here and, they'll say if you got a guy like Jaden Dansby who can, we've already seen it tonight. Just the 1 touchdown, the 64-yard run. But, guys, linebackers, it's the hardest job for a defensive linebacker. It's a quarterback spy to kind of mirror that guy, make sure you're playing up in front.
Especially when he's an athlete like Dansby. Here's Torres.
Torres lowering the shoulder.
Man.
Boy can run.
He's a throwback running back, Cam. That's a throwback right there. He's not one of these guys that like to dance too much. He wants to lower his pass and oppose his will and just wear the defense down. As you see, Dobie, already a couple guys with their hands on their hips. And Torres just right now inflicting his will and moving the chains.
1st and 10 inside the red zone. Clearbrook trying to strike here, putting a nice little drive together. Big pass from Dansby to Jadero Brooks. Started this drive. 1st and 10 from the 15. It'll be a handoff, faked handoff. Dansby throws a pass is wide open, but Colin Landry, this young sophomore, couldn't quite hang on.
At that time, he was just too wide open. It was just too good to be true, and it fell through his hands. Hopefully he'll get another opportunity to make that play, and unfortunate missed opportunity for a touchdown.
Offense will come to the side. I don't know if they called the timeout or they want the offense to come over to tell you the plays. Yeah, come on, everybody. Come on over.
Yeah, I was looking for the signal. I was lost.
We got a timeout down there or what? 5:30 left to play here in the first half. Cameron Bunch alongside Gentry Williams. Big thanks to our production crew in-house and our sponsors. And a good meal at halftime.
Yeah.
Can't eat too much, though. I found they will overfeed you, but watch those calories. Things are slowing down.
Still a stoppage and play here on the field, but what this also does for Clearbook is it gives their defense a rest and opportunity to
be a timeout taken by Dobie. We'll step aside. 5:30 left to play here in the first half. Longhorns up top, 33-7. We'll have more football coming up right after this.
We'd like to recognize our major sponsors once again.
We'd like to thank our sponsors. Thank you to our Pasadena ISD athletic sponsors, Gulf Coast Educators, Federal Credit Union, Houston Methodist, Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, Chevron, the Pasadena Refinery, and U.S. Law Shield. Thank you for your continued support for Pasadena ISD Athletics.
Thank you for your continued support of Pasadena ISD Athletics.
Got a timeout taken by Pasadena. Each team with 2 timeouts left. 2nd and 10 from the 15-yard line. Dansby will come back out with Elijah Rubens. Dansby will scramble, looking for a pass. He'll throw it away. Almost intercepted by Michael Williams. Williams wants that one back. He knew that it was coming through his hands. Dansby slow to get up. He took a shot there, and that's a play you kind of just run out of bounds and throw it away. But he took a little bit of a shot there. Sometimes he said he's probably looks like he was cramping. As Gentry makes the cramping. Well, there you go. We didn't really take a shot there, but we got more so just coming off his back foot. But
yeah, okay. It just, as we was talking about earlier, you know, with the humidity here in Houston, and it's going to be important to stay hydrated throughout this game, as you're going to get some water, get stretched out here. Game shape is completely different no matter how many tour days, no matter how many stadium tours you do, no matter how many times you're running around the track, until you're actually out here playing the game, getting hit, trying to remember the playbook, executing, and going against different competition. You know, you're truly not in game shape. It takes usually a week or two for these young men to get into game shape and to be properly prepared to play a full 48-minute football game.
Which, let alone, I mean, just we talked about conditioning, and we talked about just hydrating, and I feel like you got to have extra hydration.
Right.
You know, the G2, some Gatorade G2 electrolytes, but
they got all types of stuff now.
Chewy bars, you know, just protein. I mean, probably.
Yeah.
But I mean, .5:15 left to play. 33-7. Quick pass out to the left-hand side. He got enough for the first down. Nice catch by Cameron Smith for Clearbrook. Excuse me, that's number 12, Brandon Dupchak.
Brandon Dupchak comes down with the catch.
What a catch there, and what a play. You know, coming in at a different spot right now for Jaden Price. You know,
that's a confidence builder.
Yeah, big-time confidence builder, completing that pass. But if they could get in the end zone, this is going to be huge for the Wolverines down the stretch, and especially in tonight's football game.
5:10 left to play here. 1st and goal inside the 5-yard line. Hand off to Torres.
Yeah, not much going there by Torres. Great job by the Dobie defensive line, stopping him in the backfield. And they're going to take it here to 2nd and goal. This is giving that Clearbrook defense a lot of rest, as you know, Dobie offense has been taking it to them here so far in the first half. Gives those coaches the opportunity to get guys in proper positions and everything. So right now, for the Wolverines, it's an opportunity here to get in the end zone.
Price will hand the ball off to Jadero Brooks, who recovered it. The Longhorns in a pivotal area. They'll get a touchback. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Longhorns from their own 20-yard line.
Wow. And that's as unfortunate as it comes. And fumble there in the end zone, that can be, you know, disheartening over there on the Wolverine sideline. And again, guys just got to keep their composure. Remember, it's a full 48-minute game, but a great opportunity for Dobie to add more points.
First and 10 for the Longhorns. Jordan comes under center. Handoff to Hodges. Hodges chopped down. 4:15 left to play here in the first half. Longhorns about a 4-possession advantage. Trying to work some clock here and go up halftime to make some adjustments.
Yeah, definitely got to make some adjustments if you're the Wolverines, and if you're the Longhorns, just continue to keep the foot on the pedal and try to run up the score here and execute at a high level. You know, you're not just playing against the Wolverines. You know, you got to get prepared for the rest of the district, as you know, the true test is going to come down the stretch in the schedule.
Joyner in the shotgun, fakes a handoff, rolls out left, trying to escape from some pressure. He's going to be sacked. Jermaine Gibson got some edge there on the right-hand side, working against the tight end.
Yeah, Ken, you never want to put your tight end against a prolific defensive end, especially as a pass rusher.
He was just a missed block.
Yeah.
It's a huge sack. Loss of 16. Third in a parking lot for the Longhorns, backed up in their own territory. Big pass here, just running up the middle.
Yeah, definitely got to. I like to see him try to get a big pass, try to get the quarterback in rhythm. He's missed a couple of throws throughout the game. You're already up a couple of scores.
Pitch to Hodges. Hodges out of the end zone. High steps and hurdles a man. Brought down back to the line of scrimmage. Hodges got some hops, but good stand for Clearbrook here to try and get the ball back.
DeMarcus Hodges, the ball carrier.
It'll be 4th and 12 for the Longhorns. As the Longhorns will try and run off as much clock here. If you're Clearbrook, do you take a timeout and try and preserve some time, or you just let it roll? 2-minute drill, traditional 2-minute drill.
Yeah, if I'm Clearbrook, I'll let things roll for right now. My quarterback's dealing with, hydration issues, and, my team is not playing up to the level that we thought we'll play at. So we kind of, we want to take it into half and, fix some things up before we force another turnover and probably give Dobie another touchdown.
Timeout taken by the Dobie Longhorns.
Yeah, what a game so far. Coming out here firing on all cylinders for Dobie. They've been very impressive, Cam. Again, we saw them last year against Atascocita. They looked impressive. I came away in that game thinking they're just young. They need a couple more years. But this is that year for the Longhorns to go deep.
Bands and dance teams will have a little halftime performance. Or if you, wherever you're streaming, we thank you for streaming and tuning in to Week 1 kickoff here for the 2024 season. If you're just joining us, Cameron Bunch alongside Gentry Williams. Beautiful Thursday evening. Got some clouds in the sky, had some rain in the area, but it turned out to be a gorgeous Thursday night. The game started with Clearbrook deferring. Kicked it off. The Longhorns would take it 90 yards to the house by Marcus Jones to make it a 6-0 ball game. As the Longhorns come back out with just over 2 minutes to punt it away. Last time they tried to punt, it was a high snap. Punt is going to be kicked low, out of bounds by Martin Ramos. But I'd say that's better than the last one, Gentry.
Yeah, and got a good bounce that time on that punt as it rolls out, and they're going to take things over at the 48-yard line. And main thing right now for Clearbrook is don't want to turn the football over. And if you do get an opportunity, take advantage of it. As they, so far, 2 touchdowns pretty much came off the board. They had the one that was called back on the holding penalty, and they had the other touchback recently on a previous drive. So, if they can just execute, they can get themselves back in the ball game.
Minute 56 for Jaden Dansby to work with. Empty shotgun set. 3 wide receiver at the bottom of the screen. Dansby scrambles around to the left-hand side, and he's just going to run out of bounds. Good decision there. Time you're being chased by a guy like Tyree Drumgo, you got to just tuck it and run. Tuck it and run.
Yeah, tuck it and run. Also, Aiden Sanchez coming in off the edge. I like how Dansby, he had his head downfield looking left, and Sanchez was coming off the right side, and he just felt the pressure, rolled out left, and didn't take a sack, and, kept him in a good position to make a play here.
2nd and 11, and most important thing, he also stopped the clock.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So you don't want to take too much time off the clock, but keep that available. 2 timeouts in your back pocket. Dansby, another empty shotgun set. He'll scramble up the middle, throw a pass down the center of the field. Had some room to run, but Dansby trying to keep this drive alive. We'll have to get something here.
Yeah, great defense coverage there by the secondary. He had a Dobie Longhorns. Nobody really just separated for the Wolverines, and Dansby, had to make a decision as he stepped up to the pocket, tried to deliver a throw. But pivotal third down here, as you don't want to go 3 and out and give Dobie too much time left on the clock with 1:43 remaining here in the first half.
Third and 11 with 1:43 left to play. Dansby running back, a little bit of extra protection. Dansby scramble around. He's going to be sacked. Back down by the 40-yard line. Couldn't get really going anywhere to go, and the Longhorns will take their second timeout.
Yeah, Cam, nowhere to go, and what a sack there by Tyree Drumgo. Coming in on a delayed blitz over there on the top of your screen, able to get in the backfield, make a play. And a quick 3 and out for the Wolverines, and timeout by Dobie.
Good play there by the front guys of Hunter Stacy.
ISD News, including photos of tonight's event. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Pasadena ISD.
Support the Pasadena ISD Education Foundation by purchasing a scoreboard shoutout. Just text Shoutouts 2024 to 51555. Purchasing a shoutout not only supports the foundation, but enters your student into a scholarship drawing.
Get hit by a bus. 1:30 left to play here in the first half. Cameron Bunch alongside Gentry Williams. Longhorns up top, 33-7. Fourth and long. Dansby sacked. Javion Johnson back to punt. Snap up and away. Nobody back for the Longhorns. They're just going to let it roll as it takes a friendly bounce inside the 10. Good punt by Javion Johnson. Seen special teams kind of play a factor. The game started with a 90-yard kickoff return by Marcus Jones to the house. PET was no good. First offensive series for Clearbook was overhead snap, but stripped by Michael Williams. 2-point conversion was no good to give us a score of 12-7. With 10:25 left in the first quarter, Jaden Dansby takes one to the house, 64 yards. 12 seconds later, Cameron Matthews says, anything you can do, I can do too. Takes it 65 yards. Stacy PAT was good to make it score 19-7. Then a fumble snap by the punter with 5:27 gave. Here comes Cameron Matthews off to the races. It's going to be from the 10-yard line. Can he do it again?
Wow.
Yes, he can. 90 yards for Cameron Matthews, a senior. And get this guy on film. He's going to get some other looks, but what a run.
He is special, Cam. I mean, that is just talent, hard work, and just outrunning everybody out there on the football field. And Cameron Matthews, last year district MVP, putting his name in the hat for also All-State, where he's playing so far.
Stacy PAT good. Gives a score 40-7 with 1:04 left to play here in the first half. Let's take one more replay look at a nice block out front. Just good edge blocking. Matthews gets around the corner and just turns it into 5th and 6th gear and hits the NOS button. Kid's ridiculous.
Yeah, he has a different gear, definitely, Cam. And, once he got to right around, I want to say like the 25, and there was, about 7 white jerseys around him. And for him to separate like that, that is just next level talent. And he's definitely been putting in the work in the offseason.
A beautiful block there, set the edge by Bryce Evans. Kind of just put your chin strap down and give him a little bit of a bruising block,
Last year, the score was 35-3, and so far Dobie with 40 points in the first half alone here against Clearbook. I don't think you can ask for a better start, Cam, if you're the Dobie Longhorns.
It's his third rushing touchdown of the night. 65 yards, 31 yards, and then that 90-yard run there. One more look at it. Raising Cane's. Kickoff's going to be taken from the 5-yard line. Cross field, and he's wrapped up and thrown down by Julian Thomas. Wrap-up tackle there. With just under a minute left to play here for Clearbrook to put something on the board. See if they can put together something before the first half.
Yeah, in a minute, Cam. You just don't want to, have a drive like last time where you try 3 passes and you give Dobie plenty of time to make a play and get in the end zone again. So just play good fundamental football. Lean on your strengths and just try to execute at a high level right now if you're the Wolverines.
See the big fella down there, number 24, Bryce Evans. Would not want to be on the receiving end of a block.
No, sir.
First and 10 from the 19-yard line. Dansby takes the snap, hands it off to Elijah Rubens.
And so far for Clearbook, they found a lot of success running it up the middle between their center guard combo. They done it with Torres. Now they're doing it with Elijah Rubens. So that's something they can lean on moving forward.
Dansby, option quick pass out to the right-hand side. Almost intercepted just through the hands. Jonathan Willis.
Jonathan Willis, he touched it right in the hands, just couldn't come away with it that time. And the delayed RPO here for Clearbrook, it worked for him on the first play there in the first quarter where Dansby took it to the house. But so far, Dobie tightened things up on defense and really keen on the run and making him make a play down the field with his arm.
Make sure to stick around for the halftime show coming up. We'll have both Clearbrook and Pasadena Dobie high school bands and dance teams with their halftime performance. I'm sure it's an eager first-time performance work through summer band camp and just drilled team and, a lot of time and preparation for both these programs. They get warmed up in the end zone, but, those a lot of time and effort and just work by these high school programs to put on, just the halftime show. But
how nerve-wracking was that, the first one?
I used to have dreams I would miss practice and I was just walking around the field, but I didn't know where I was supposed to be.
Wow.
Sometimes if I have like a weird nightmare, it's still, I don't know, it's just odd, but there's the thoughts of previous band member. Obviously, I'm not in the band no more. Too old. That'll do it for the first half, 40-7.
Wow.
Make sure to stick around. Clearbrook will have their dance team followed by their band, and then Dobie will take the field for their dance team followed by their band. Gentry, before we go, thoughts on the first half?
Cameron Matthews is that's a first thought, and also I don't want to take away from Marcus Jones and his entire Dobie Longhorns football team. They came out and executed at a high level, and they're going to be tough to beat. This game's it's not over still. Another half to play, but what a start here for the Longhorns.
Just on his touchdown runs, he's combined over 185 yards just on his touchdown runs, but he was a difference maker in the first half. We'll see if both teams make adjustments. We're going to score 40-7. We'll take a break for the halftime performance, but we'll be back just before the second half for a halftime show and first half recap. You're watching high school football, brought to you by the Legacy Sports Network. We'll see you in just a little bit.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Clearbook High School proudly presents the award-winning Celebrities Dance Team. The 2024-2025 celebrities are led by
Junior Lieutenant Naomi Alvey, Senior Lieutenants Mia Cohn and Gabrielle Calhoun, First Senior Lieutenant Sarah Furman, and your lovely and talented Captain Scarlett Hernandez. The celebrity social officers are President Emily Wynn and social executives Isabel Gonzalez, Olivia Espinoza, and Valeria Aguirre. The celebrity of the week is Madison Vasquez, and faculty of the week is Mr. Patterson. Tonight, the celebrities performed their field palm routine to Lady Gaga's hit Applause. The celebrities dedicate this performance to our administration. Thank you for your support. The celebrities are under the direction of Mr. Ash Cook. Remember, smile big, kick high, and dance like a celebrity.
Up next, please welcome the award-winning Clearbook High School Marching Band. The band is directed by Robert Beavers, Dusty Norris, Kyle Norman, and color guard director Mason Barnes. This year's drum majors are Kira Zorman, Zara Durrani, Nicholas Camacho, and Jordan Yardley. The Clearbook High School Marching Band is excited to perform a portion of their 2024 production, The Thing. Please welcome to the field the Clearbook High School Marching Band. The section of the week is the flutes. The marcher of the week is Alexandra Strait. The color guard member of the week is Camille Lamas. The band directors would like to thank their amazing team of band parent volunteers for assisting with tonight's performance and for all they do for our band. Please give one more round of applause for the Clearbook High School Marching Band.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the award-winning J. Frank Dobie Lariettes. The Lariettes are under the direction of Tiffany McDowell and assistant directors Perla Garcia and Savannah Sickler. The Lariat military officers are Lieutenant Angel Rhodes, Lieutenant Lizette Gonzalez, Major Kiana McCombs, Lieutenant Colonel Lily Ramirez, and the Lariat Colonel, Miss Caitlin Resendez. Tonight, the Lariettes are proud to present their skirt routine to Let's Groove. The Lariettes Social Committee members are Executive Galilea de la Garza, Executive Brianna Puga, Executive Miabella Sudaria Garza, and Head Executive Isabella Hernandez. The Lariat Line Sergeant is Mia Lozano. The Lariat of the Week is Kaylee Rodriguez. The Lariat security members are Victor Chapa, Diego Colon, Abel Gutierrez, Isaiah Johnson, and Head Security Luis Salazar. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and enjoy the second half. Go Horns!
Please welcome to the field for your halftime entertainment, the award-winning J. Frank Dobie Longhorn Marching Band. The Dobie Longhorn Band is under the direction of Kevin Erickson, Daniel Gudritis, Clay McNeil, and Tyler Scarberry. Additional staff include Caleb Erickson, Josh Croker, Sarah Campbell, and Liliana Garcia. The 2024 Longhorn Band drum majors are Kanum Amos, Noah Garcia, and Joaquin Ramirez. The 2024 Longhorn Band field production is entitled Masquerade, featuring music by Johann Sebastian Bach and Edvard Grieg, arranged by Frank Sullivan and Kevin Erickson. Band members of the week are Woodwinds, Reina Rivera, Brass, Jackson Chavez, Percussion, Sofia Rios, and Color Guard, Molly Mata. And the section of the week is the Color Guard. And now, the pride of the South Belt, the Dobie Longhorn Marching Band. Let's hear it one more time for your Longhorn Marching Band. Ladies and gentlemen, let's draw your attention to the video board. We like to show you a quick video as our very own superintendent likes to kick off our football season. Let's hear it for Dr. Powell and the Longhorn cheerleaders.
Oh, man.
They said that you were hot. I was hot and you couldn't hear. I was looked like I was hot, so I fixed it and they said it was fine.
Okay.
Welcome back here. There's a halftime show there by the Dobie Longhorn band and dance team, the Clearbook dance team and band. I'm Cameron Bunch alongside Gentry Williams here, coming up with just about under 2 minutes as our players make their way out for the second half stretches and some calisthenics. Hope you enjoyed the halftime show. We thank you so much for tuning in to tonight's broadcast. Got a 40-7 halftime score for the Dobie Longhorns hosting the Clearbrook Wolverines in week 1 of opening 2024 season, and it was all Dobie Longhorns. Starting off with a 90-yard kickoff return. We'll go through a first half recap in just a little bit, but Gentry, first half in the books for the 2024 season for both these two teams. What was your takeaway and biggest takeaways for these two teams in the first half?
Yeah, Ken, they both came out, on fire. Even Clearbrook, even though they got down by 2 touchdowns, big-time touchdown run by Jaden Dansby, and he's been battling with some issues throughout the first half. But he's came on strong here. Also, but for Dobie, is Cameron Matthews and the weapons around him, getting it done. Marcus Jones with the big kickoff return to start things off. Jonathan Willis making plays. Tyreek Wally was blocking on the perimeter. And let's not forget Bryce Evans. Just so many weapons here from Dobie that can get it done. And just a great stretch of football in the first half for the Longhorns. And that's just the perfect way to start the season. I couldn't have any complaints if I'm a Dobie head coach.
Get you some first half recap. They started off the game. Clearbrook deferred, so they kicked off to the Dobie Longhorns, which you see special teams at 3 phases. Marcus Jones takes it 90 yards to the house to give us a score 6-0. It was 11:46 left to play. PT was no good. Clearbrook would get their first offensive series. First snap for their offense was over the head of quarterback Jaden Dansby. He picked up the ball, but it was stripped by Michael Williams and was recovered in the end zone. Or ran it in, about backed up to their own end zone. The 2-point conversion, no good. Gives us a score of 12-0. 10:25 left to play in the first quarter. Jaden Dansby takes it up the middle for a 64-yard touchdown run to the house. That's the only score that they've had. They were able to march it down in the second quarter, but the Dobie Longhorns came up with a big turnover, recovered fumble in their end zone to give them a touchback. That would make the score 12-7. Cameron Matthews says, anything you can do, I can do better. He tops off that 64-yard touchdown with a 65-yard touchdown run. He had 3 rushing touchdowns just in the first half. He's well over 200 yards. The Stacy PAT was good to give a score 19-7. And with 12 seconds left, DeMarcus Hodges punched it in for the 5-yard touchdown run for the Longhorns. Stacy PAT was good to make it going into the second quarter, 26-7. And then Longhorns able to cap off 2 touchdown drives off a 31-yard touchdown run by Cameron Matthews and make it 33-7. And then just a $1.04 left to play, a 90-yard touchdown run, the Stacy PAT field goal, PAT to make it our score 40-7. So some good outside blocking. One of the key players I looked to was number 24, Bryce Evans, who kind of set that edge on that 90-yard touchdown run. But Dobie will kick off here. So what are some adjustments you think Clearbook has to do? I saw some promise in their offense, but with a team like Dobie who can score and play really all 3 phases of physicality, this is where your conditioning and things like that are going to come into play to see how well you prepared and how well your coaching staff is just kind of get in the groove to make those adjustments where you need.
That's right, and well said, Cam. And right now for Clearbook, you just want to continue to run the football and allow your offensive lineman to fire off. I saw great running from Nate Torres. He's a very physical runner. Also, Elijah Rubin is getting it done in the backfield. Just come out. Biggest thing for the Wolverines, they just want to come out here and execute at a high level, and try to forget as much as you can from that first half. Take away the positives and come out here and just play as hard as you can and find what you're going to be great at for the rest of the year.
Here we go, second half underway for just coming back. Welcome back into the broadcast booth. We'll have the second half underway. First game for both these two teams tonight. Ball's going to be taken back from the 5-yard line, across the 20. He's going to lose his footing. That was Jadero Brooks, who's had some nice returns. They'll set up shop 1st and 10 from their own 20 to start things off here in the third quarter.
And just like that, the Turf Monster is back in football season, making a play there as he trips up. And this drive here is very pivotal.
Well, I think, too, just, we saw some offensive jitters. You saw special teams, do credit to the Dobie Longhorns for some nice blocking. But those first kind of things that you want to see, get through the motions, and you go through film and get the game prep, but that game simulation start off the quarter with, something important. Dansby will go fake action, gets a pass off, clear caught by Jarek Irvin. Irvin's off to the race. He's shoved out of bounds. So first play of the second half, a good one that moves the sticks for a quick 5 and out to pick up a first down for the Wolverines.
Yeah, that one had a lot of zip on it, Cam. Nice job getting the ball out of his hands. And a couple of other footballs just floating in the air so far for Dansby, but that one came out with a little velocity and gave us a weapon opportunity to make a play up the field.
40-7 our score with 11:44 left to play. Wherever you're watching, we thank you tuning in here to the broadcast, brought by our sponsors, Legacy Sports Network. 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line. Quick pass slant caught by Jadero Brooks. Going with a little bit of an up-tempo quick pass, and I'm liking what I'm seeing from Clearbook so far. It's a little bit of a different pace.
Yeah.
You see the guys kind of get comfortable in the slot, but really attacking that mid area of the field where they've had some success running up the middle.
And this is a great job here by the coaching staff. They went into halftime, definitely tweaked a couple of things, and now you're starting to see this offense fire on all cylinders here, picking up 2 quick first downs.
Dansby trying to escape some pressure. Jump pass. It's going to be a forward pass. They're going to blow it dead. Looks like a Patrick Mahomes kind of pass. I don't know if it'll be a late flag come in from the head umpire. Sure, it's going to be intentional grounding. There wasn't what looked like a wide receiver in the vicinity. Is outside the box. I think the closest receiver was Jarek Irvin.
Yeah.
But the officials will talk it over.
Yeah, just trying to make a play there for Dansby. Nowhere to go as this one's get waved off. You never want to get in the air and not have your decision made, because even in basketball, you want to make a play before you leave your feet. You want to make your mind up before you leave your feet.
2nd and 10 from the Longhorn 49-yard line. Clearbook looking to move the chains here. Hand off to Torres. Torres will work out a right-hand side, picks up 10 first down and more. Takes a couple guys out of bounds. Nate Torres, we talked about him in the first half, but if you're just joining us, kind of an old school, put your chin strap down and just run through him. See a lot of guys, in high school, they're north to south runners that put a little bit of the juke moves. He just puts his chin strap down and lowers his shoulder. More of a traditional guy.
Yeah.
Will take you for a little bit of a ride and test to see how long you can hang on.
He definitely take you for a ride. And Cam, he's like you said, he's a throwback back. And anytime, I said this last year, but anytime you see a running back with no gloves, just know this guy means business.
1st and 10 from the 26-yard line. They'll send Jaden Price in motion. They'll take the low snap. Dansby escapes from outside pressure to the left-hand side. He's going to stiff arm, trying to turn something into positive. He's able to get back. They'll lose about a yard or so. We'll bring up 2nd and 11.
Yeah, just trying to make a play, nothing downfield. And the speed of the Dobie linebackers starting with Justin Williams, Michael Williams and Tyree Dungo. They're as good as anyone in this district. Is going sideline to sideline, and it's just tough for any player to try to get the edge on them.
10:50 left to play. Longhorns on top, 40-7. 2nd and about 12 from the 28-yard line. Dansby in the shotgun set with Torres in the backfield. They'll go bunch set to the right side, fake the handoff option, passes just over the head of Jadero Brooks. And your 3rd and long here. Bless you. May have come through my headset. It's that time, the allergy season.
Thank you.
Get you some windshield wipers. No, I'm kidding.
I might need them as hard as that one.
They'll sneak up on you. 3rd and 12 here for the Wolverines, trying to put something together here to start the second half. 3 wide receiver bunch out to the right of your screen. Dansby scrambles around, throws a sidearm pass to Scott across the 15. 10-5, touchdown Wolverines. Jarek Irvin, Clearbrook strikes back. Makes some adjustments as their 2nd offensive touchdown here tonight.
What a play there. What a dime by Jaden Dansby is. It seems when he's throwing it across the middle, he has a lot more action than he is when he's throwing it, towards the sidelines. But great play there, great catch by Jarek Evans. He gets in the end zone, and what a way to start the second half for Clearbrook, and something that's positive and they could build on moving forward.
10:39 left to play. 27-yard pitch and catch. From Jaden Dansby to Jarek Irvin. First passing touchdown for Jaden Dansby tonight.
Dansby he had a big run earlier to start things off in the first quarter. Now doing it with his arm. And that was a tough throw, moving to his right, throwing across his body. But it seems as if when he's throwing it in the middle of the field, Cam, his accuracy is almost pinpoint, as he also had a big-time dime there in the second quarter to Jadero Brooks, who came down with it. And a great drive here from Clearbrook. And that's the way you want to start things off in the second half. And, very impressive there.
BAT was good by Massimo Alvarez. And Massimo will get set for a kickoff. It'll be the first offensive possession for the Longhorns, as special teams has played a huge impact tonight. You've seen some jitters. You see some over snaps. You're by your deep snapper, just some communication and just kind of getting that feel of getting back in a routine of just getting into the game simulation. You score 40-14 with 10:38 left to play. Camber Bunch alongside Gentry Williams here at Pasadena, Texas. Ball's going to be taken by Jonathan Willis out to the left-hand side. He breaks away across the 40, across the 50, and he stops out of bounds. Talk about putting on the emergency brake.
That was a great analogy. I just stopped on a dime there. Went from 60 to 0 real quick and made a defender miss. And it seems like everyone that touches the ball here for Dobie has the opportunity to take it to the house.
The coach, Andy Fitzmaurice, will come over and give him a pat on the chest. You got to love give your offensive a great field possession. They'll start from their own 42-yard line. You talk about field position and flipping the field. The Longhorns have done a good job tonight starting in decent field position.
And also just taking advantage of that decent field position.
Willie Jordan third will send Spivey in motion. And off up the middle to DeMarcus Hodges. Hodges had a nice block earlier to set up that edge. Bryce Evans and DeMarcus Hodges had some nice blocking on the edge. Jordan will change of play, second and about 3 from the 50-yard line. He'll audible, send a man in motion back in the shotgun formation, sends a wide receiver across the screen. Here's Willis. That's Spivey out to the outside. They've used that jet sweep a lot tonight, kind of forcing Clearbrook to kind of run from sideline to sideline. But when you can make that effective and really tire out that front seven for any opposing team, give your offense a little bit of a spurt to kind of keep the motions going.
Yeah, it gives you a spurt, and also forces the defense and the linebackers to, widen out their defensive stance a little bit, because now you're showing them that you can outflank them on the outside, and now it creates the opportunity to come back and run it on the inside, which is the strength of the Dobie Longhorns.
Jordan will go under center. Hodges and Evans in the backfield. Will be a handoff right up the gut to Bryce Evans. Nice stop there by the big fella, number 56, Kyle Forbes. Those are the first thing that comes to mind, dirty dogs, the guys that just, battle in the trenches.
That's where all the fun goes down, Cam. And here in the second half, on the offensive line and defensive line of Clearbrook, there's an intensity that these young men are coming out and playing with so far that they didn't quite have to start the game. You could tell they settled into the football game, and now they're matching the physicality of the Longhorns.
Yeah, filling each other out. 2nd and 8, since Spivey in motion. Jordan under center. Correct snap up the center, and he's met there. And you can tell, these guys are just going head to head.
Yeah.
Obviously, when you hand the ball up the middle, it's a battle of the push, but both jobs being done by both these coaches and staff tonight.
Yeah, great job here by both staff, and this is just a battle of the big fellas up front, offensive line versus defensive line. Who's going to win that battle within in the trenches? And so far, Clearbrook just came out and answered the bell.
Third and about 6. He'll hand off to Hodges, and here he goes. He finds a hole across the 20, 10, 5, touchdown Longhorns. That'll be a 39-yard touchdown run by the junior running back, DeMarcus Hodges, to give the Dobie Longhorns a 46-14 advantage here in the third quarter.
And that's the old rope-a-dope there. You load them to sleep with the fullback dive 2 times in a row. Then you come back there on the third play with the counter to Hodges and allows him to get up the counter trap play, and he gets up between the guard and tackle and hit, all the way to the end zone for a big-time touchdown.
Marcus Hodges, second rushing touchdown of the night. He had a 5-yard touchdown run. The kick is blocked and turns into the hands of Stacy P.T. No good. Brings the score 46-14 with 8:05 left to play. Missed block there on the left-hand side. He just kind of kicked it into the guy.
Yeah, great job here by both teams coming out on the offensive end, getting inside the end zone and executing at a high level. Now these defenses have to come out and try to answer the bell, as giving up a touchdown on the first drive of any half is you don't want to come out with a bad start for any defense. So try to come out here and get a stop here if you're Dobie. And Clearbook, again, they're going to try to punch it into the end zone.
Martin Ramos will kick off here for the Longhorns. Some other games tonight on the EllisonSports.com. Oak Ridge taking on War Eagles taking on Klein Bearcats. Houston Lamar Texans taking on Atascocita. Porter Spartans taking on Galena Park. Galena Park Yellow Jackets, and then Northbrook Raiders taking on the Chavez Lobos. All those games kicked off around 6:45, 7 o'clock. Return from inside the 5-yard line. We chopped down just around the 25-yard line. How do you feel about the new rules for the NFL special teams kickoff? You a big fan of it? I've heard kind of mixed things, but the physicality, I feel like it's special teams is even more important now in the NFL.
Yeah, especially like you said, it's gonna be even more important, and I like it. Only constant in life is change, and the NFL is doing a great job of, one, protecting these players. There was too many touchbacks last year. It took away the special teams play. Now this brings back the special teams play and keeps guys' jobs in the NFL.
46-14 with 7:54 left to play here in the third quarter. Clearbrook will start 1st and 10 from their own 29-yard line. Dansby takes the snap, throws left, ball's dropped. There'll be a late flag, a little bit of unnecessary, probably personal foul called against number 7, Jonathan Willis. Kind of came in after the play was dead and gave Jadero Brooks a little bit of an extra shove. He's right there in front of the umpire. That's an easy call for the referee crew.
Yeah, he already dropped the football. There was no need to, come in with the late hit there. Just continue to play on. I understand it's you playing everything at full speed and you want to play till you hear the whistle, but just got to understand the moment there in that situation.
Be a personal foul and a free 15 yards and an automatic first down, but and it's hard too. You have the conversation of, the game of football is trying to protect the offensive players, but when a defensive player is going full speed, it's almost not impossible to slow down, but your body and throw around the weight, you're talking a couple hundreds of pounds.
Yeah.
The physicality and the torque of these guys is just phenomenal, but to be able to stop that is so difficult. 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line. Dansby throws a rainbow wide open. It is caught. Can he be a foot race to the end zone? Yes, he can. Clearbrook strikes back. A 56-yard pass to Jaden Price. Price beat his man deep and had about 10-yard separation to make the score 46-20 here with 7:35 left to play here in the third quarter.
Yeah, that time Terrence Brown, not sure, if he was still thinking about on the previous play, getting a personal foul, but just a mixed coverage there by the Dobie Longhorn secondary, and that's something they're going to have to work on here in practice. But how about this Clearbrook offense, 2 consecutive scores on 2 consecutive drives, and both in the air. Now they're only down 25 points here with opportunity to make this a ball game.
46-21, still have a 25-point advantage. We'd like to thank our press box food sponsors, Mamba Seafood and Spanky's, for their sponsorships and their support for Pasadena ISD athletics. Had some shrimp and fried fish with some rice. It's delicious.
Yeah, very delicious now.
Make sure you got to turn the lights on. You don't fall asleep up here. No, I'm kidding.
This has been an offensive prolific half, and shout out to Spanky's as well. Me and my girl, we've been to Spanky's a couple of times, and their wings and pizza is amazing, man.
We'll have to hit it up sometime after the game.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Not on a school night though. They gotta find a good babysitter. 7:35, Longhorns on top, 46-21. Alvarez will kick the set. High kick. It's going to be fumble. And Clearbrook recovers.
And the old momentum pendulum is
just
torn in.
Swung. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's great.
That was Tariq Riley who called for a fair catch but couldn't quite hang on. It slips out, bounces, hit him right in the numbers. Man, woke the crowd up over on the sidelines in the nice student section over there, but this is kind of one of those momentum changes that will kind of swing. Referees will talk it over. As Clearbrook offense comes back on the field, they have had 2 offensive drives and capitalized on both of those drives.
Yeah, that kick hung in the air for quite some time, and
they're going to ask clarification. It said there wasn't a fair catch called.
So they're going to say it was a fair catch. Trying to see here the officials. They're still discussing this one.
So the offense for the Longhorns will come back on. We'll get some clarification. Head umpire is going to come over and talk to the head coach for the Wolverines, Patrick Sanders.
And that'd have been huge for the Clearbook Wolverines to get the football back. And that was a great executed onside kick if that's what they was attempting, but just couldn't get it to bounce their way.
Sponsors? Okay. So correction, it'll be Longhorn football.
Like kick return is coming out. They might do a re-kick.
The referees are going to call this off. They're going to do a re-kick. A second chance here for the Longhorns to maintain possession, but special teams just got woken up.
Yeah.
I won't say they were sleeping, but that's one of the biggest phases of the game that, you know.
And now if you're one of the upbacks here for the Longhorns, you got to be on high alert. You know what's coming. They're not going to kick you deep again with the prolific athletes that Dobie has in the backfield. So just be on high alert for another onside attempt.
Massimo Alvarez back out to kick. Longhorns looking to cheat up a little bit, expecting an onside kick. So obviously, you keep the special teams coordinator on your toes.
The special teams fun. This is what the NFL is trying to bring back right here. It's just the gamesmanship in special teams play.
The Longhorns will back up a little bit, get set here. You go back to the same guy?
You have to. I mean, see if they can get it here on the second attempt. Yep.
High kick, fair catch. It's caught cleanly this time around the 25-yard line by Tariq Riley. A little bit extracurricular by the teams. Nice little in-town arrival between these two squads.
Yeah, you see these kids at Walmart, and you've been playing against each other since Little League. So right now, between the lines in these next 48 minutes, they're your enemy. But outside the lines, these kids, they do a lot in the community together. All fun and games,
What is those 48 minutes? Put all your differences aside. Leave it on the field. 7:29 left to play. Longhorns will take over 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. Cameron Bunch alongside Gentry Williams. If you've been tuning in, we appreciate you tuning in from wherever you are. Hopefully you're comfortably on your couch. It turned out to be a nice evening.
Yeah.
80 degrees. Rain was expected in the area, but was kind of held off, thankfully. Runner third takes a snap, handoff to Hodges. Hodges is going to be dropped down. Loss of a yard or so, bring up 2nd and 11.
Yeah, that time Dobie tried to run a counter play, but that was beautifully read by the middle linebacker of the Wolverines coming in and making a play. Aiden Solis, the sophomore linebacker, reading and reacting at a high level.
Kind of interesting watching the play call for the Longhorns. All their specialty guys, the tight ends, the running backs, and wide receivers will come in. They'll come for the sidelines for the call.
Yeah, that's very unique.
Joyner under center with Hodges. Evans in the backfield. A little miscommunication. He takes a shot. A little bit of crack in the pads. There's a fumble. Clearbook recovers.
That sideline has erupted for the Wolverines, and they are showing a lot of heart, a lot of grit, a lot of fortitude here by the Wolverines. I've been very impressed the way they came out here in the second half.
Hodges took a shot there. Looks like there was a little bit of miscommunication on the play, but Joyner did a quick pitch out to Hodges, and Hodges kind of get hit from that other side.
And I just seen Matthews come over and pick up his helmet. He hasn't really played much here in the second half, so you're going to have to bring your best game here. You can't take your foot off the pedal right now if you're Dobie. Clearbook looking to make an epic comeback.
1st and 10 from the Longhorn 24-yard line. Hand off the outside, trying to push away some defenders. Picks up a couple there by Jadero Brooks.
Nice running there by Brooks, avoiding a couple of defenders before going down, and just got to continue to chip away right now if you're the Wolverines, and just seeing the excitement, how everyone is engaged on the sideline there is something special to see.
6:24. Excuse me, six minutes left to play. 46-21. We have a timeout called by the defense. A 2nd and 6.
Timeout is called by the Longhorn.
Want to do sponsors now? Never mind. Some scoreboard shout outs. So it's fun to get your family and friends and just come out here. I mean, a lot of these guys and their families, you know, it's not of a more of a, you know, so solo thing in the football community. It's a whole family. I mean, it takes, all the way from the coaches to the trainers. But I remember, you know, Friday nights, if you're not at the field, then you ain't in the right spot. I mean, high school football in the state of Texas is just something else to a pedigree of other states I've been in.
Yeah, this is as good as it gets here in the state of Texas. With, you know, as you said, family is football down here, and from the bands to the football players to the coaches, training staff, everyone involved here makes Friday night special.
Hand off to the right side. Gets around the tackle, picks up enough for the first down, is dragged inside the 10-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for the Wolverines. 5:41 left to play. It was a handoff to Daryl Brooks, using some of that sideline to sideline.
Yeah.
Some fatigue starting to show for the line, but humidity obviously cooler than it has been here in the month of August, as August comes to an end.
It's been too hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and right now the Wolverines are getting hot at the right time down the stretch.
Dansby fakes a handoff, looks right, he'll keep it himself. Can he punch it in?
Uh-oh.
Yes, he can. 2nd rushing touchdown. His 3rd overall touchdown, 8-yard touchdown run. With 5:07 left to play here in the 3rd quarter, make deficit 19 points here with an opportunity to cut it within 18 here.
Yeah, and right now for Clearbook, the sidelines, I'm just, you know, watching the players interact with each other. Everyone's high-fiving and jumping. Yeah, they're down 18 points, but they're feeling good about what they're doing, and they're gaining the right momentum heading into the 4th quarter. We still got 5 minutes remaining here, but what a 3rd quarter for the Wolverines.
PT's good by Massimo Alvarez. Gives us a score 46-28 with 5:07 left to play in the 3rd quarter. We'd like to thank you to our Pasadena ISD athletic sponsors, Gulf Coast Educators, Federal Credit Union, the Pasadena ISD Education Foundation, Houston Methodist Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, Chevron, the Pasadena Refinery, and U.S. Law Shield. Thank you for your continued support of Pasadena ISD Athletics. $18-point deficit. It was a 40-7 halftime score. Clearbrook has scored 3 times here in the 3rd quarter. The Longhorns have scored just once, but with advantage. They've had a 33-point advantage, now cut down to an 18-point deficit as Alvarez gets set here to kick. They had a high kick, and they'll go back to Tyreek Riley. And they'll have a fair caught. And he just number 42, Aiden Solis, sophomore, trying to get some playing time. He's putting his hands up, said, hey. They got the whistle blown.
I like Solis. He's a young guy here. He's just a sophomore, and he's been making plays at the middle linebacker position. And he's, a building piece for the Clearbook Wolverines. A young guy, and only going to get better with time.
1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. Lear Joyner the third will come out in shotgun formation. They'll send Spivey. The Hodges around the block. Breaks a couple tackles and stays on his feet. Excellent job by James Spivey. Keep his feet moving and move the chains.
Yeah, excellent job there by Spivey. But, something interesting to note is Cameron Matthews has yet to enter the game here in the second half. And not too sure what's going on there, but especially as he's been so far, maybe they're just trying to get some other guys some looks and getting them opportunities here. Something to watch here down the stretch for the Longhorns.
2nd and 2 from the 43-yard line. General goes shotgun formation. Hand off to Hodges the other way. Hodges gets around a nice block, breaks a tackle, and here he goes across the 40. 2 men to beat. He gets brought down to the 30-yard line. And Hodges, it's like, I don't know if there was a fumble, but there was a scrum on the left side of the field. Yeah, he's down. Sometimes, talking to my brother, he said, depending on the rivalry, he said down at the bottom of a pile, sometimes players would
it gets
pinch or twist or, we don't want to see that now, but is that something that happened when you played?
Oh yeah, definitely. If you get caught at the bottom of a pile, you're the
guinea pig.
You're the guinea pig, man. They're poking your eye, they're pulling and trying to bend. It's all fun and games, but it's not fun being at the bottom.
1st and 10 from the Clearbrook 30-yard line. Hand off to Hodges on the right-hand side. Excuse me, that's Evans.
And Cam, earlier you mentioned the NCAA football game. I actually, did go out and purchase. And that's my favorite play right there, the rocket toss to the fullback. I call that one a lot with the Air Force. And it was so cool seeing Dobie come out and run it.
Big Bryce Evans. Get a nice block to set up the 90-yard touchdown run by Cameron Matthews. Just under a minute. See, Dobie's well-conditioned so far here in the third quarter. 3:22, 46-28. 1st and 10 from the 18-yard line. Hand off to Hodges, up the middle. Knocked down, pickup of a couple there.
And I like the depth that Dobie is showing here. They have a lot of different young men that can get it done, from Hodges to Evans, and of course you got Cameron Matthews and Terrence Brown. So many good athletes here surrounding the quarterback. Joyner, who's a captain on this team, facilitating his offense, kind of like the point guard.
2nd and 8 from the 18. Joyner under center. Will hand off to Evans. Evans hit from behind, stays on his feet, but his knee came down.
Ford making the stop for the Wolverines. Brings up 3rd down.
Third and 6. Just under 2 minutes left to play here. They'll go 2 wide receivers out to the left-hand side. Joyner will hand off to Hodges. Hodges bounces off a tackle and can't get around the edge. Good tackle there. A lot of defense. Number Creighton Rogers.
So they're going to go for the field goal here. And this is going to be on the left hash mark. He missed the extra point when there was a penalty earlier.
Be about a 33-yard field goal if they decide to go with the field goal. Just under a minute. They'll take about 12 seconds on the play clock.
Like they're going to run this one down, call a timeout, think it over, see what they want to go with.
Good timeout to kind of consider it over. You take the field goal. It's a pre-possession game. We'll step aside 46-28. We'll have more football coming up right here on the Legacy Sports Network.
At Houston Methodist, our primary care physicians invest time in your visit so you're seen and heard, virtually and in person, at locations across the city.
Houston Methodist, leading medicine.
Hi, I'm Tiffany Steele, General Manager for Chevron Pasadena Refinery. At Chevron, we believe in the power of clean energy and know the future starts in our Pasadena ISD classrooms because progress everywhere starts right here.
.46 seconds left to play here in the third quarter. There'll be a timeout. They'll keep the offense on the field at 4th and 12. Joyner under center. Two wide receivers at the bottom of your screen. They'll fake the rollout. Joyner throws a pass wide open in the end zone. Did he haul it in? Yes, he did. 4th and 12 from the 21-yard line. Joyner throws a pass. Beautiful passes. James Spivey comes up. It's a little bit of wobbly pass. Was able to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job there on the bootleg, rolling out to the bottom of your screen now, finding a wide open Spivey in the end zone. And you could tell that for Clearbook, they're so used to playing a run. That was the first pass play call here for Dobie since, I want to say the first quarter. It's been quite some time since they called a pass play. So just, unfortunate luck there from the Wolverines as they had a good second half so far.
Kicking unit will come on, hold good. Kick is through the uprights by Stacy. Longhorn strike again. That gives the score 53-28 with 38 seconds left to play here in the third quarter.
Hearing the bands going and
I just love the sound.
Yeah, man. It's just football is back.
Yeah, that's right. 53-28. If you're just tuning in, welcome in. You've been tuning in all night. It's been nothing but offense. We have some special team. I would say nothing but offense. We've had some good defensive plays and special teams plays. Let me back up there.
It's very unusual, Cam, because usually in the first couple of weeks of any football season, the defense is usually ahead of the offense. But this game has been the offense ahead of the defense. Maybe it's just a new era of football. All these 7-on-7 camps and things of that nature, keeping a lot of the offensive players engaged.
71 combined total points tonight. Going to be returned by Chidero Brooks. Makes a couple tackles, gets brought out across the 25-yard line. Looks like the 15, Titus Randall, ran off the field. I counted 10 guys on the special teams, but a little bit of miscommunication.
Yeah, I was wondering what happened there, and then when the official didn't throw his flag, because technically he broke the huddle with 12 guys if he was that 12th guy, but able to make a play with one less guy on the football field there for the Longhorns.
Clearbook will take it from their 27-yard line. 27 seconds here left to play in the third quarter. Game one for both these two teams to kick off the 2024 season. Clearbrook has scored 3 times here in the third quarter. They've only scored once. It was a 40-7 halftime score, but Dobie answers it back as Dansby gets shoved out of bounds almost all the way over to where the concrete is. Longhorns trying to turn it up a notch to match this intensity from Clearbrook.
Wow, Tyree Jungo. I've been very impressed with this young man. Open field tackling ability as well as his ability to play sideline to sideline from that middle linebacker position. And he's been physical, and he's been right there with Dansby throughout the matchup, reminding him that, hey, you got to get past me if you want to make another play.
Second and loss of 2 there. Shotgun formation, extra blitz. Quick wide receiver pass off the left-hand side. It's hauled in. Here comes Brooks across the left-hand side. Excellent stiff arm to keep it alive. Move the sticks for a first down.
Yeah, Brooks is a tremendous athlete. He's one of their go-to guys here down the stretch. You just got to give him the football in open space. As Clearbrook might have enough time to call another play before the end of the third.
12 seconds to work with here in the third quarter. Got any plans for the Labor Day weekend, Gentry?
Yeah, I plan on me and my lady, we're going to go out and enjoy a friend's birthday dinner and probably just chill with the fam for the most part, man.
Sounds like a low-key, low-back weekend. Yeah, same here. I've never been to, got invited to go down to Moody Gardens.
Oh, okay.
To the aquarium, so it'll be good watching for the baby boy. Starting to pay more attention to things. So
yeah, he's gonna love that. He's gonna love that.
2nd and 10. Running back screen was incomplete there on the first down. Dansby throws a deep pass. Possibly he's intercepted. So it was good ball skills by Terrence Brown. Hauls it in. And it'll be Longhorn football to start the fourth quarter. Up until that pass, Clearbrook kind of one that just got away there. After the end of 3, 53-28. We take one more look at it. Looks like Dansby was just trying to get rid of it. But that's just skills beating skills there with Terrence Brown hauling in. Dansby was just out of reach. We'll step aside. Longhorns on top, 53-28. We'll have more high school football coming up right for this right here on the Legacy Sports Network.
I know coming from
Start of the fourth quarter. Longhorns on top, 53-28. Handoff inside. To Elijah Jackson, sophomore running back. And this is some guys who are trying to get some snaps in, get some guys in work in earlier here on week 1 of the 2024 season.
it's a great opportunity to get these young guys some experience. You never know who you're going to have to call upon later on down, and it's a long season. Anything can happen, and you just want to see what you have, just in case a guy or two has to miss a series or go down due to an unfortunate injury.
It's going to be a timeout taken by the offense. We'll step aside. Longhorns on top, 53-28 with 11:08 left to play. We'll have more high school football coming up right after this right here. Legacy Sports Network.
To view photos from tonight's game, to all the latest news and updates, follow Pasadena ISD on social media.
That's the Longhorns' third and final timeout of the second half.
You something to drink? You tea?
Oh, no.
You good? You're like trying to show me you got water. 11:08 left to play here in the fourth quarter. Cameron Bunch alongside Gentry Williams coming back from a timeout taken by the offense. Jordan third takes shotgun snap, sends a man in motion. Wide receiver screen, stays on his feet.
Oh, okay.
Pardon me, that's the sophomore, Elijah Jackson.
Yeah, Elijah Jackson definitely has some juice. Making guys miss, running hard, running with a purpose, and getting upfield. Dobie does a good job of just developing running back. Year in and year out, they're going to have running backs here in the Dobie program.
And off inside to Jackson. He'll pick up enough for the first down to move the chains. Just over 10 minutes left to play. At this point, what's your takeaway so far for this Longhorn team?
Just so many weapons on the outside, and defense definitely is going to need a little work. But that's something that can be tuned out in practice. And some also, they haven't really thrown the ball that much. And, when there's going to come a point in this season in district play or in the playoffs where you're going to have to beat teams, through the air. You're not just going to be able to run the football. So I like to see them develop that as well. But outside of that, they're talented. They're as good as as good as it gets.
Second about 8 with 9:18. This is where they kind of work some of the clock.
Yeah.
Get some guys in from the extra time. Joyner, the third, still in there. Quarterback senior for the Pasadena Longhorns. He's brought down behind the sticks by Montez Hadnot.
Yeah, great play there by Hadnot. Reading that play, that's after you see so many jet sweeps, they did a good job of just jumping and beating them to the spot and causing a loss of 5 on the football play.
First game under head coach Danny Fitzmaurice tonight. Got to be impressed with all 3 phases of the game. Sometimes you like to watch coaches will be in the middle, but he's, I think, one that likes to call a play. Joyner sacked. 2 back-to-back sacks from Montez Hadnot. We'll send the special teams unit on the 4th and long.
Yeah, great defense there by Clearbook. And that's a part of Dobie. As the season goes on, they're going to have to work on and, try to get better at the passing game offense. Because once teams figure out, that, they're going to start loading that box up in the coming weeks.
Speaking of upcoming weeks, the Pasadena Longhorns will take on Klein next week, September 6th at 7 o'clock, followed by at Donson. They'll get a bye week, and then they'll start district play at Memorial. That's going to be, punt's going to be returned just inside the 30-yard line.
Yeah, Pasadena. Dobie has a couple of tough games. That Manville and definitely at Shadow Creek. Those two games right there. That even next week at Klein, who normally has a really good defense year in and year out. That's gonna be a tough game, non-district game.
The 1st and 10 from the 27-yard line for the Wolverines. Dansby still out there. 3-yard to see the left-hand side. It's going to be a false start on the left tackle. Number 75, Eric Willett. That's one of those things you just can't.
Yeah, you can't do it.
Hide.
You can't hide it, and the defense won't let you hide because they're gonna get up. They're gonna start pointing.
That's one of my favorite things. BWE football, high school football, college, and NFL. It's like it's like telling your mom you get in a fight with your brother. It's like, oh, he did it. No, he did it. Who started it? And then by that time, you didn't forget what you're fighting about.
That's right.
First and 15. Dansby's going to fumble the snap and just fall on it. Another loss there. Some penalties here in the fourth quarter. He scored 3 times in the third quarter. The score at halftime was 40-7. But able to put together a couple of good-looking drives.
Yeah, and if you're Clearbook, now that you've seen and know what you're capable of, is just trying to capture that and put it together and try to play at that level, at a consistent level, at a consistent basis. Consistency is key for Clearbook this year.
2nd and 23. Dansby's going to throw a long pass down the left-hand side, one-on-one. And he hauled it in. He spikes it down. But you got to be careful. You got to keep your head on your shoulders. What a catch there by Jaden Price.
I apologize. I get a little too excited.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's great, but, I mean, to move the sticks, that was a heck of a catch.
That was, we used to have a saying back then, Cam, as you got mossed, and he just straight up mossed him on that play. What a play there, like you said, about Jaden Price going up and getting it. Just got to be careful on that spike. That's you don't want to cause your team any unnecessary penalties.
Dansby's limping a little bit. His offensive line will check on him, but he's going to play through. Clearbrook Wolverines will take on Eisenhower next week. Pass out to the right-hand side. Ball's going to be knocked out of the hands of Jarek Irvin. And Jonathan Willis has been flying to the ball tonight.
Yeah, he's coming up with, making a play there, just disengaging the football from the wide receiver. And that's, it's key to have, good covering corners. But I think it's even better to have physical corners that can win at the point of attack, especially in today's football with all the RPOs.
Second and 10 from the Longhorn 48-yard line. Low snap. Dansby rolls left. Deep pass. Just overthrown. And there's going to be a flag called against number 20, Jalen Broussard. This is going to be a free set of downs potentially for the Clearbrook Wolverines. Tell they're starting to show a little bit of fatigue. Jordan King here for Clearbrook. As conditioning and humidity playing a little bit of a factor here in Houston.
Yeah, definitely playing a key pivotal role here, and try to hit him with another double move there on the outside for Jaden Price. And Price got beat, but good job by Broussard grabbing the jersey. I know it's pass interference, but instead of giving up a touchdown, just give up a penalty.
Low snap. To be tossed by James Spivey. Excuse me. Jaden Price. Good wrap-up tackle by Nathan Zavala. Just under 6 minutes. Left to play here in the fourth quarter. The Longhorns 40-7. Halftime score. Longhorns punched 2 touchdowns. Clearbook scored 3 times there in the third quarter. Low snap. Dansby rolls left, and he's thrown down. He tries to throw it to his teammate down the last minute, but he's brought down. I.J. Rubens.
Great sportsmanship there by the Longhorns, helping Dansby up. And Dansby, he's been trying to make plays in the backfield. This coming up week, him and the center, they just got to get together and get that exchange right, because once that snaps off, that throws off the entire timing for the rest of the play, because his eyes has to, instead of being up, reading the defense, his eyes has to come down, get the football, then get back up and try to read the defense again. That's just tough on any quarterback.
Clearbook's going to take a timeout with 4:18 left to play. We'll step aside. Longhorns on top, 53-28. We'll have more high school football coming up right after this right here on the Legacy Sports Network. .418 left to play here in tonight's ball game. Longhorns on top, 53-28. Cameron Bunch alongside Gentry Williams. Been tuning in. We thank you so much for watching tonight's broadcast. I want to big thanks to our production crew in-house here at Veterans Memorial Stadium for their hard work and time to make this broadcast possible for you. And obviously, thank you to our sponsors for sponsoring Pasadena ISD Athletics. Flag on the field. 4:18, just under 5 minutes left to play. This game kicked off at 6:30.
Yes, Clearbook, they're going to bring on their punting team here, and it was a pretty early start to start things off here in the football season, and as we get closer to the end of the football game, 4 minutes remaining, I've been very impressed with both teams, Cam, Clearbook and Dobie. Clearbook, they came a long way since last year. They're definitely developing the program on that side of football, and Dobie, they have pretty high expectations coming into the 2024 football season.
Johnson, nice punt, put it away, nice bounce inside the 20-yard line. Tomorrow night, Pasadena Memorial will host Channelview at 7 o'clock. Some other games, make sure to go to ellisonsports.com. We'll have Katy Tigers taking on Dickinson at pregame set for 6:50. That'll be a good one. I might tune into that. South Oak Cliff, the Golden Bears taking on the North Shore Mustangs. Mustangs coming off a loss in the state title. I know you'll be over there. Regardless.
Yeah.
6:50 pregame. Channelview will have that game right here on ellisonsports.com. Waltrip Rams and Episcopal Knights.
This school won the state championship in private school last year.
And then St. Pius taking on TWCA Warriors. Handoff up the middle. Goes for about one last game. St. Thomas Eagles taking on St. John's Mavericks at 7 p.m. Skipley Field down in Houston. You could go to ellisonsports.com for more coverage. Saturday, the Livingston Lions will take on the Fort Bend Austin Bulldogs. Game set for a 6 o'clock kick at Mercer Stadium. We'll be able to watch it live. Game's going to be called by Kevin Zelix, Kovics, and Carl Thies. So just love getting back into this time of year. Now all we need is some cooler weather, a 70-degree day, and you got to fire up the smoker and set up a couple TVs outside. It's hard, too, with kids, I feel like, just with babies at least, trying to get outside. And when things slow down, it's a different type of pace, but just, you know, it's nice to get outside. I like to get up in the morning when it's cool and just go sit outside and start your day off with a nice cup of Joe and turn on some College Game Day, fire up the crock pot, get a good meal on, and just kind of kick back and hang out.
Yeah, that's
take care of the kids. Just to love being outside. You know, that time of year you get to open the door, get all your pumpkin things out.
Yeah. You know what? Hey, that's those days are coming, man.
I don't know if some people say it's too early to get your fall decorations out. 2:34, 3rd and 4 left to play here. 3rd and 4 for the Longhorns. Not able to pick up this first down. As special teams will come back on. What's your takeaway from this offense so far? We got to see Cameron Matthews come out. He's a dual threat. You know, it's funny that you mentioned he had an offer from UTSA or some interest from UTSA. They were looking at the bowl predictions this year in college football. For those of you that don't know, they're expanding the college playoff football format from 4 teams into a 12-team format. The top 5 power conferences and top 4 teams out of those 12 teams will get a first-round bye, and then the 5 through the 12 seeds will play each other. But they had some predictions, and UTSA was up there for a non-power 5 conference school to reach those top 12 teams. So, I mean, that's a program. You had them, you had Liberty, I think somebody else, but it's exciting for those Division I programs to get a shot. I mean, I think it's going to be really interesting. I think 12 is a good start, but I still think the more teams, you know, the eligibility to see how viewership is. But, you know, college football is one of those things that, you know, you're trying to spread the game. You see them doing it internationally. Same thing with the NFL. They have games down in Mexico City. And
right.
I saw some games in Germany last year. I forget where else they played, but just growing the sport. But, you know, because American football is not big in other countries. So, I mean, I wouldn't say as big as soccer, but trying to spread the game. Anytime you can get, you know, viewership or, you know, just people to go watch it, you know, people will, you know, go and see. And obviously, you wouldn't see American football on a Sunday in Dublin, Ireland.
Yeah, college. I'm excited for college football. And UTSA, they have a lot of Houston talent on that football team. What a move.
Jaden Price, a little bit of a up and down stick. Nice pass from Danzy. And this Clearbook team showing a lot of promise. I mean, we saw from what we watched last year that they turned up a notch. The years progressed, but the most thing I've been impressed with is just the timing. You get a little bit of a transition, but the offensive line has done, I thought it was somewhat of a decent job with this front 7. I know that, you know, the Longhorns still have some promise, and they're up by 25 points, but it's good to see some promise in your offense and defense, obviously, by both teams. I mean, you go back to the game tape. This is a non-district matchup. Obviously, you want to start off the year on a good note, but those adjustments at halftime, those are huge, critical things that, you know, will give your players confidence, you know, just being able to convert on 4th downs and, you know, special teams and, you know, those little tiny things that, you know, make up and clean up things, obviously, for head coaches to kind of get in a game simulation.
Yeah, definitely. And Clearbook, you know, they have a couple of opportunities. The touchback, the holding call that got called back, the fair catch. So those are 3 opportunities right there. And, you know, you could be having yourself an opportunity to you know, have a game-winning drive here if you're Clearbook, if, you know, things fall in line in that order. So they definitely have a lot of positive things to build upon heading into week 2.
I'd like to thank one of our sponsors, Challenge Office Products. We'll go to our player of the game. Our Challenge Office Products player of the game. Answering your call for dependable service. My Challenge Office Products Player of the Game is going to be number 2, Cameron Matthews. Kind of set the tone early on. He had 3 rushing touchdowns, including 65-yard touchdown. He really only played 2 quarters out of this entire game. A 65-yard touchdown. Like I said, a 31-yard touchdown and then a 90-yard touchdown right before the half. How about you?
Yeah, I'm with you there. I'm going to have to go with Matthews, Cameron Matthews. He is definitely, as the young kids say, he is him for the Dobie Longhorns. He definitely set the tone here. And I also want to give a shout-out to Marcus Jones, that huge kickoff return to start the things off here for the 2024 season. Really, set the tone there for the Longhorns and led them to the victory.
Gentry, before we talk about, we'll look ahead to their next week's schedule. Longhorns will be on the road. They'll play on September 6th at 7 o'clock against the Klein Bearcats. And then for Clearbrook, they move to 0-1 on the season. They will be at Eisenhower, excuse me, on the road on September 6th. That kick is set for 7 o'clock. Gentry, before we throw in final thoughts, it's been fun to get back in the booth and kind of dust off the cobwebs.
Yeah, definitely. I had to get back into the rhythm, just like the players' first game, the officials' first game. This is our first time calling it for all you guys that's out there listening. So it is always great calling with you, Cam, and this is going to be an exciting 2024 season here with Legacy Sports Network and Pasadena ISD, and I'm excited for this season.
Yeah, big thanks to you, Gentry. It's been fun. Big thanks to our in-house production crew and all the guys upstairs that make this game possible. Special shout out to all the guys back home, and thank you for watching tonight. The Longhorns come away with the 53-28 victory. They move to 1-0 overall. Clearbrook moves to 0-1 to start the season. Big thanks to my wife for letting me come back out and calling some games and watching our little loved one. It's different when you have a son. I know, Gentry.
Yeah.
But on behalf of everybody here at Pasadena Veteran Memorial Stadium and my partner Gentry Williams are signing off. Hope you have a safe and relaxing Labor Day weekend until we see you next time. Good night.